Well, I'm back here, friends. Meteorologist Robert Speta. We officially now have landfall of Typhoon Uwan, also known as Feng Wong, internationally. Of course, that's not just me saying it. That's officially from Pagasa, saying at 9:10 p.m. The center of the eye of Super Typhoon Uwan has made landfall. They're also still calling it a super typhoon, even though I do think it's weakened a little bit, but you know they got access to some good radar. I wish this was publicly available. This image right here really shows that inner eye wall that came on shore there. The right front in Belair, just absolutely incredible images coming out of that. In fact, I'm going to share something here. Now I'm only sharing this on the stream as educational purposes. Please don't download, don't this is from a professional storm chaser who went over there. They're putting themselves at risk to share these educational videos here with you. And take a look at this. Storm chaser Jordan Hall there in Belair. Absolutely incredible video. Check out his page, Jordan Hall. Wow, that is what a storm surge is in its truest sense, where it sneaks up and it just comes in hard, just like that. A few storm chasers out there in that same spot. Now you can see he looks like he's elevated. It looks like he knew this was coming. He's been in many hurricanes. Typhoons, just was out there in Batanes earlier with Regasa. But incredible image and educational. Make sure you follow him. You can see in the bottom there. Good guy. Met him a few times and absolutely a good guy. Meanwhile, this is out of Catanduanes where, yeah, you're seeing this was earlier. Just ripping that. They got super typhoon conditions there in Catanduanes. And so far, I've seen some pretty serious damage taking place there. Now, at least Manila missing out on the worst of this. In fact, you could take a look at the wind speeds, and they had a max gust. I'm over top of it. My head's over top of it. You see I'm scrolling right there. But they had a max gust out of the west earlier at about 74 kph at the airport. Even Clark only had a max gust at about 56 kph. What does that all mean? Well, basically, you know, they're not the core of the storms out here towards the north. Manila, Laguna, NCR in general, thankfully, is missing the center, the damaging winds. At the last second, this did make, I wouldn't say it turned towards the north quite significantly, but it definitely made a little bit of a jog here towards the north. And in fact, let me pull up the I got the microwave imagery here. You can kind of see right at the last second, little slight wobble north and west just prior to landfall. Clear indicator, you know, this happens, and probably that wobble was less to do with the high pressure ridge to the north or anything like that. But once these storms get right up near landfall, sometimes they can butt to the mountains and kind of like boop, you know, move, just bounce off towards the north. And because they're always trying, the low level centers of these storms try to find the path of least resistance. So when they hit those mountains, you'll see it in Taiwan. They'll go around the mountains versus running right over them. And it's hitting the Sierra Madres, and it's got that little nudge towards the north. But you can see the inner core of this, by the way, parts of the coastal Bicol, Catanduanes here earlier on today, just raked. And Catanduanes may not have got a technical landfall, but I don't like it. I don't like people's hang up on the landfalls. Now, I did start with it because that is a big headline, but a lot of people are like, is it gonna make landfall here or there or anything like that? And it's like, this is a big old storm, guys, and even if it doesn't make landfall in your specific neighborhood, it still is going to have this large wind field with impacts with it. So yeah, you know, and up and down the East Coast, the Cagayan Valley winds are already picking up there. I'm seeing reports of people in Pangasinan, some people in La Union area saying it's not so bad yet, but wait until later, likely after midnight. The winds are really going to pick up. Actually, right here, let's zoom right in, because this is going to cross and exit probably right around San Fernando, and this is showing about 2 to 3 a.m., San Fernando, as it exits, is going to get the worst of the weather there for you. Just prior to that, places like Pangasinan. Let's go over here to Dagupan. Dagup. Yeah, gosh, I'm not even going to try. Just midnight as it crosses overhead. Those winds kick in from the west. So, yeah, a range still of impacts here. Signal Force 5 still in place for good spots here as it crosses over, passes just near Baguio, and exits just right around San Fernando. It's going to pass right overhead in that area. So I'm going to take a few of your questions here real quick, and then I am going to just put the music back on. We're going to continue to talk about this, continue to cover it here, and let's get into it. So I'm from south of Manila. Switch Tree says, yeah, south of Manila, probably not all too bad. You kind of have the outer scope of it. Cavite, less rain, but still strong winds. Yeah, you're not really getting the rain bands there as much as further towards the north, but you still have the gradient-induced winds. Mr. Sleep Espeta, yeah. I got a little sleep. I got a couple hours, so I'm all right. Can you please tell me, I live in Pampanga Angeles City. Do you think it's going to be bad? I think it's going to be not bad, but you're gonna have a few minutes there closer to midnight, probably just prior to midnight, where the winds do pick up quite significantly. It's not like remove your house winds, but they're gonna pick up, and let's go over, like, so let's just click here, and you know, this is indicating in the next hour or two, as this tracks just towards the north, you know, you're gonna be looking at like San Jose, maybe not so much Angeles, probably areas just north of there. You're going to be looking at those winds kind of picking up out of the north and west, and you could have some solid gusts at severe tropical storm strength, but probably not, like, you're not getting a super typhoon. Shane says it's pronounced Pagusinon. Thank you. You guys are fantastic. I appreciate you. I'm from Metro Manila, but have family in Pangasinan. Is it going to be bad over there? I think they're going to see typhoon strength winds along the coast of Pangasinan, but once you go inland, it should be a lot better. How about Subic? Subic's going to get that westerly flow around midnight, you know, kind of kicking in, and let's jump over to Subic's going to get that westerly flow around just after midnight, but good news with there, you know, you're well removed from the core of the storm system, so probably only going to get tropical storm strength winds. Could see a little bit of a surge, though, on the west coast, so immediate coastal areas, but the Cordillera Mountains really going to be kind of protecting those inland areas after that. So in a minute you go into the hills there in Subic, and I know it's mountainous right along the coast. If you're on the beach, you're going to get the wind. But the minute you get away from and sheltered, the winds will dramatically reduce, and you're probably going, what are you talking about with this storm? I don't see anything here. So, yeah. Anyways, hey, I'm going to put the music back on for a second. I just wanted to jump in, say where this is now, that official landfall. We're going to keep the stream going, so just stand by, okay, friends? All right, all right. Hey, I just seen this video out of Cat and Duanas, by the way. Whoa, that's a storm surge right there. So the storm just, whoa, look at this. This is a, I haven't watched the whole video yet, so you're getting my kind of real reaction here. This is, whoa. This is shared on a Western Pacific weather page. Shout out to Lex. Somebody sent us this. This is insane. Absolutely insane. And this is from earlier today in Cat and Duanas. Classic storm surge, big waves. Yeah, this is what we're talking about when we're talking about super typhoon type conditions, not just the wind. Everybody always says, what about the wind? What about the wind? There's a lot more than just the wind when these comes on shore. I gotta fix this. Don't play with the forecast here. I don't want to see this. The satellite on Windy, when you loop it, sometimes it will loop forward and it doesn't give you an accurate representation. It'll go too far ahead. Just note that. But big thing you want to take away from the satellite picture here right now is that this is moving pretty quickly towards the west. In fact, according to JTWC, it is moving west at west-northwest at 16 knots, so over 20 kilometers per hour. In a car that doesn't sound fast, that's like walking speed. In the world of typhoons and hurricanes and cyclones, oh my, it's racing. Actually 18 knots per the latest update here at landfall. Still have 100 knot winds, kind of peak intensity according to Pegasa at this landfall, by the way. And Pegasa still has it rated as a super typhoon. I do want to note that. That's why I have it labeled like this on the update. But, yeah, it's moving at a pretty decent pace, which is good. Forward movement fast is good because the wind speeds are not going to last as long. You know, you're not going to be inside the core of the winds. In fact, this timing, I made this graphic yesterday, this probably could be shifted a little bit to the left, and I think by tomorrow morning, it should be exiting off of the west coast right near Pangasinan area. San Fernando, I think it's going to exit right over there as well. So, you know, just racing off towards the west, which is good news. Get it out of here. Also, that means less time for the heavy rainfall in the area here. So let's ask a couple questions here. Light rain, no winds in Baguio yet. Yeah, because the storm's still towards your east. It'll pick up. It'll pick up. Somebody says, does God hate the Philippines? Hey, man, the typhoons have been hitting the Philippines as long as the Philippines has been there. It happens, but people adapt and we get through it, you know, and that's what you do. Robert wins here in Cavite, got over 130. No, you're not going to get wins over 130 in Cavite. Probably tropical storm-ish. How would you compare this to Yolanda? Night and day. This is a lot weaker than Yolanda Haiyan. A lot weaker. They're not the same storm. This is, as far as supers go, this is probably the lower end of it. But yeah. Somebody's correcting me on my pronunciation. Guys, I butcher a lot of these names. I'm sorry. I'm trying. And I do take your comments here, so don't worry. Let's see. Some people are saying windy but not rain too bad. That's because the mountains are kind of shredding this a lot. So you still have the gradient, but at least the winds aren't getting hit so bad. Feel sorry for the people of Cebu after the earthquake, Tino, but they're not experiencing this one. Yeah, they were under Signal Force 1, but just kind of the outskirts of it, so they didn't really get hit there. Tomorrow is a large portion of Luzon still going to be affected. SLSD says, nah. Tomorrow it's going to be off towards the west. So it's still probably the East Coast in the morning, like Region 1 right on the beach. Is the path of this engineered? Give me a break. Get out of here. I hate all of that conspiracy stuff. I'm a meteorologist that worked in the military, also worked in aviation. Like, if somebody would know if the like typhoons were geoengineered, and then somebody's gonna say, well, the cloud seeding is real. It is. You can cloud seed, but it's like making a cloud rain. Like if there is a cloud there, you can make it rain. You can't control the path of a typhoon, and if we could, like, why would we point it at land? It'd be a big moneymaker to turn it away. Like, I don't understand how the heck those conspiracy theories, like, why? Just like a good conspiracy theory, if you you have to have a good reason as to why, and like no one ever can say why. Pog says our Broof is barely holding on. You must be in the Aurora area. There, or maybe around the B-Call region from earlier today. I hope you're staying safe, friend, and thanks for stopping by. Moderate winds and rain in Pod Sig have stopped for now. Thank you very much. Since there is a break in the storms, what do you think about still record breaking temperatures throughout Southeast Asia? What do you mean? Like the cold surges that are going to be coming up here? Maybe. You know, all those cold surges recently is the reason why this is actually further towards the south than, you know, recurving storms. We're in straight runner season is what I like to call it. I've been monitoring unwanted visitor. Uh-oh, I'm a little nervous about your question. I've been monitoring the typhoon with an app called Zoom. It's a good app. An hour ago, the image, it proved the same as yours. Then now as I log in, it shows different directions. Maybe it's wobbling. I'm not sure, and I'm not sure what you're seeing. So I don't really. Is it leaving the country now? No, it's over top of the Philippines. It's like it's over top. It's passing over Aurora right now. That's from Maria. Good question, though. And if you're in Manila, you're probably thinking, is it leaving us right now? Because in Manila, it might feel that way because you're kind of like. The worst of the weather is towards the north of you, out here. It's edging out here and crossing over, like, southern areas of Isabela. It's going to pass directly over Baguio as well, just after this landfall here, kind of kicking off towards the west. So it's cruising along. But, yeah, it's... You know what I'm going to try to do? I'm going to pull up some pressure readings. Let's pull up the airports. And let's see if I can get... All right, this is not what I want. I want... Why is nobody reporting? We only got a couple reports here. So I just got a pressure 2918 there. 2994. I'll give Cebu credit. All the airports during Tino, not just Cebu, but the all of Visayas, a lot of them were operational, so it was really easy for me to follow the storm as it tracked overhead with the pressure readings. A lot harder in Luzon out here towards the north. A lot of the airports just not reporting, but we do have some observations here. So you got that wind out of the east right there, north right here out of Baguio, and then you see Belair. Their site's still pulling up winds, 65 kph sustained right now. Just based on that, extrapolated, that's a big gap right in there. But you can kind of see this is where our center is, right about there. So currently, I would guess, based on what we're seeing right now, it came on shore like this, and it's now crossing just south of Kauai, which, that's interesting. If that's true, just based on our observation here, that means it's wobbled quite significantly towards the north, and it could be exiting probably closer to like Camden here. It just getting absolutely bounced around by the mountains. Could be exiting further north into Region 1. That brings places like the Cagayan Valley more into the fold here as well. Yeah, so a little bit of a wobble to the north here just after landfall. So yeah, that's interesting. You're watching me analyze this here, friends. We're working together here. Just looking at, will the Sean says, will the mountains weaken it? Yeah, the mountains absolutely are shredding this. Let's see. Oh, I just saw somebody say pressure. Will says, Robert, you checking planes again? Yeah. Yeah, that's our goal. I put a goal on there. We're going to check the planes. We'll reach our goal. The rain has been heavy and wind power have been flickering with Dan says there. Spoonenberg just donated $5. Thank you so much, Dan, for that donation. And thank you very much for your report. Reply to it. Where exactly are you? I'd like to hear from you. Just getting a little update here as well. All right, and talking about this storm system and kind of the impacts you're having out there, let's jump over to just some of the images I've been seeing out here. So this is out of Catanduanes during the peak of the storm. Just ripping storm surge. Now I'm going to show you this if you're jumping on right now. Make sure you follow Josh Morgan, by the way. James Reynolds out here is streaming live out of Belair. And also this video, this is from Jordan Hall, which just for educational purposes, I'm showing this. But make sure you follow him, please, directly. And all the posts he's been doing, he's been some good stuff out there. And plus, he travels around the globe. This is a clear example of what storm surge does. It will come in fast and hot along the coast. Now, looks like that's over with as far as the surprise type surges, but you might see that in Pangasinan, where I just got a report from somebody that I work with out there, and they literally just said wind and rain really picking up down there in Pangasinan. They said heavy rain, winds continuing to pick up at storm force. So along the coast of that area, those winds are starting to kick in from the west. And I wonder if Clark still looks like they still got the max gust at around 56 kph. It looks like, let me refresh it here out of Clark, make sure. Yeah, still got a max gust at about 56 there at Angeles. And I'm pointing them up because they're the closest airport sufficiently reporting a full METAR observation in that area. But a little wobble towards the north here. Yeah, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Don't like that. That brings some of these areas a little bit more into the fold. Am I still streaming? Somebody comment on here. Am I talking to myself? My stream went down. Okay, is it back up? Did it go off at all? Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That was weird. That was weird. Dan says in Cavite. Oh, all right. Got a lot of family in Cavite, Cavite City specifically. And a little worried about surge coming in from the west there, especially a little bit of flooding there because they're out in the peninsula. But at least in the higher elevations, I'm not worried too much. But definitely the wind and rain is going to be hitting there. Just those winds kind of wrapping it around from the west. No, did not go off. Good. No. Okay, thanks, guys. No, thanks, everybody. Good. We're good. We're good. On my end, the whole thing just crashed. All right, so I guess I'm the one with the bad internet connection here, but yeah, that's good. I'm happy it's still going. Currently in Iligan City, Isabela, the winds are no joke. LeBlanc says, thank you very much for chiming in there. Hey, Robert, is it true the mountains enhance the rainfall? Yes. It's called orographic lifting. Good question, Mike Jones just asked right there. Very good question. Or uplift, and that causes the rain to really pick up. And that's why if we look at, like, this graphic, not that graphic. Well, yes, this graphic, but I have one that's better. This one. You can see, look at the Sierra Madres in the Cordillera Mountains. You can really just mark out where the heaviest of the rainfall is, right? That's because of orographic lifting. So basically, clouds form because the air condenses, and the higher up you go, the colder it is. So when air gets thrusted upwards, it condenses, cloud forms, rains out. Simple meteorology 101, a little bit there for you. But yeah, LeBlanc, give me an idea of what do you think the winds are? Typhoon or tropical storm there in Iligan? I would like to hear what you think. Good news from Manila, we are experiencing Signal 5 winds. You are? I don't see that. The airport, Aquino, saying 30 gusting to 54 kph right now. That's not Signal 5. Bragg says, are hurricanes possible in the Philippines? Well, yes. A typhoon is a hurricane, Bragg. Same exact thing. Same exact thing. No difference, just different basins. And reason is they're called different names. It's not because you know they're different or anything. It's because there's been storms in the Philippines and specifically Japan, where the word originates from, for thousands of years, and it's always been called a typhoon. Just because Westerners showed up and started calling them hurricanes doesn't mean they're going to change the names out here. Carolina on air says, keep it up, $5. Thank you very much for donating. Appreciate you and your support. You're absolutely fantastic, and thank you very much. Raining in Tagaytay, also been seeing reports of that, some gustier conditions and the higher elevations. Will it re-intensify in the West Philippine Sea? Bright Fan says. I see a bit of it looks like kanji or something next to your name, or maybe it's Mandarin. So I assume you might be in Taiwan. Yeah, but it's going to shear apart as it turns towards the north. So absolutely going to be ripped apart here by wind shear. So I'm not quite concerned about Taiwan. Belaire's in Signal 5. So areas are in Signal 5, but I don't think you're going to see those winds in Manila. San Fernando La Union, you know, rain but wind is very strong. I can hear it whistle. And here's the thing. It's going to exit just around San Fernando Alo, so the winds are probably going to pick up even stronger there just after midnight when that pass is just overhead. So be ready. It's going to go there. Love San Fernando. Thunderbird, big, one of my favorite spots right there, and just great area. Great people there, too. NCR needs a participation medal. I won't say that yet because I do worry about the NCR the day after, when all the rain kind of gets squeezed out from this, and we start to see kind of that moisture, and that means to me all that rain coming in out of the mountains heading into the NCR. So let's not say you dodged the bullet just yet until it's like gone and we don't see those river levels rise, because that's my chief concern with Manila. Flo says, hey, just says thank you very much, Flo. Just donated 250 pesos. Truly appreciate that, guys. Hey, if you're new to the channel, by the way, donations are great, and I'm thankful, I'm humbled. All this money goes back into what we do here. I also got a trip coming up in March. I'm going to speak at the Philippine conference, the Philippine Meteorological Conference. I'm going to be speaking. This is all going to that travel and everything too. So, and then I'm going to use this money to just try to help post the meet and greets and all that stuff too. So just know when you're donating, I'm not taking this and going to buy a new Xbox or something with it. This all is going back into everything here. Also just the support of the Westpac Weather team. A lot of these graphics are made by them. Yeah, let's see what else we hear. If I'm missing your comments, I'm sorry, guys. Will just jumped in, not a yellow super chat, but a Sebek plane earlier. Turned around. Okay, we're going to get to the planes in a second, I promise. Everybody's asking about planes. And if you want to know, last night we were tracking flights. Cebu Pacific was just hilariously, I say last night, it was last night, my time, it was this morning in the Philippines. Cebu Pacific was just hilariously just like, they were just like, we're going to do our own thing. And they were just going at it. Anyways, okay. Hey, I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put on the music again here. Please don't leave. We got 1,300 concurrent viewers. Chat in the chat room. We'll be right back. I'm going to just do some updates, check some other stuff here, take a breather, maybe get a cup of coffee. I'll be right back. 5 minutes or less. So think of this as a commercial break, all right? I just can't be just going continuously. And plus, I got to check some other things, just update information and all that. I'll probably hit refresh on maybe one of these things here, too. And I'll do that in just a minute. Anyways, I'm talking out loud. All right, so be right back. All right. Okay. So just checking some latest information here, just seeing where it is, checking what Pegasa is also saying here as well. I'm still doing that right now. I'm going to get back to some of your questions here in just a moment. Please stand by. We are getting reports of power outages now in Baguio. Got some reports there. Power outages also being reported in Manila. Actually, somebody out of Laguna just said there's been power outages, but they're very localized. Let's see what else. Let's pull up the latest from Pegasa. Just doing my best to keep you guys posted here. Let's... I know the Pegasa guys are doing their best as well. I think Pegasa's latest post was about landfall after it moved overhead. Ooh, this is interesting. The Marikina River Basin. They got a flood bulletin out on it, saying road and street flooding is possible in several areas due to impounding water, poor clogged drainage systems, and higher tide levels. This is me extrapolating. 12 ending in about 12 hours. The moderate to heavy rain will end, but this is more river flooding, so just something to keep in mind for those areas. You know, we got a lot of rain coming down across these areas overnight tonight, so all that rain's got to go somewhere, right? And it ends up going into these, you know, rivers, and that creates naturally some pretty decent flooding with it. So yeah, this is, by the way, latest satellite imagery. You just seen me kind of had that circle right there. It's because I'm looking at where this is, and it looks like, so the winds are now coming due south out of Belair. So when earlier I posted, you know, it made landfall, and a lot of people were like, Pegasa hasn't announced it yet, guys. I look at multiple things here, including real-time ground observations. And look at this. So it just counterclockwise rotation, just like this, southerly right there, like that, easterly up here. So we can say the low-level center is probably just towards the south-southwest of Kauai right now. Right near Lamut, passing probably close to where the Magat Dam is, which they did release a lot of water out of that dam earlier this week. So hopefully that preemptive is going to result in kind of reducage in the flooding in the Cagayan Valley here as well. So yeah, hopefully, you know, that's just something. All right, let's jump out over here. Power out in La Union as well. Thank you very much, Mitch, for jumping in on there. I think video is playing in your background. Interesting. Thank you. Thank you. That's not good. That's annoying. That's really annoying. Let's, okay, so you know what? You're right. You're right. I didn't know the audio was getting grabbed on some of those, so I truly appreciate that. That's really obnoxious. Yeah, I just muted it. Hopefully the video's not playing in the background anymore and any of this stuff, and I appreciate that. If anything, if you hear anything, because I don't hear, I have all the audio off. So if you guys hear anything on my end, just let me know. If something looks funky, it's just me. I don't have, I'm trusting you guys. Don't mess with me either. Power out here in Isabella, Canadian Warrior says. Great name. Sure you got a hockey stick in the house. Power out in Isabella. Yeah, I've been seeing some reports there too, just out of that area. Let's see. Robert, where's the next one? There's no storm after this. Right now it does look like this is it. I know there's been a lot of rumors going around about, you know, another storm coming in behind it, but it just doesn't show. There was one model run like a week ago that showed it, and then there was like an LPA, and that's since even dissolved. So we're not worried about a secondary storm after this. I guess it would be a third storm. Looks like the NCR is being spared, Will says. Yes. Looks like the NCR is being spared quite well. You know, like, I know you're in the big signal force warning, but yeah. Dagoberto Ruiz was spending speaking with my girlfriend living in Baguio, and the power went out. Her relative's roof flew off. Oh my God. Hey, I appreciate the donation. Very kind of you. help her out with her roof, though. I know it's $10, but seriously, um, yeah, that's tragic. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. But thank you for your support, truly, 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 and I hope she's staying safe. And this is why, it's actually something that they do in the States a lot. Put like a mattress over top of you or something like that, because if the roof flies off, if you are in one of these areas. But that's in Baguio. That's interesting. That's well removed from where the core of this is right now, but I guess it's already picking up there. I've been seeing storm force winds in the Cagayan Valley. I didn't realize it was already getting that bad in Baguio and the higher elevations there. So yeah, you could be getting funneling between the mountains there too, which is not in the core of the storm, but like think of if you have a hose and you put your thumb over it and you get the water just shooting out. That's funneling. You might be getting this between the mountains. And Cordelia's taking a lot of rain. Archive Unlocker says, yeah. The uplift is really gonna put a lot of rain out there. Hey, I was the one that talked about Angeles a while ago. This is Gab, and now I experienced super strong winds. Any updates on Angeles? Angeles is. Yeah, you're getting those wins. In fact, at Clark, they're getting solid sustained winds, 70 to 80 kph sustained. This is actually wind reports out of Clark. This isn't extrapolating or anything like that. And they're getting, and you know what else I've noticed? Winds are now kind of due west out of Clark, right there. So, but the peak wind gust was at 74 kph. It's still going. Pressure now at 989 hectopascals. Now, so that's right in the Angeles area. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if there's gusts that could be up to typhoon strength. Actually, Clark on Friday had a 90 km/h wind gust on Friday. That's interesting. About 48 hours ago. I think that was just a local cell that kind of pushed on through. All right, excuse me. But yeah, I think this is with the wind shifting in from the south. Hopefully, we start to see the pressure start to rise in that area. And actually, I'm going to bounce over to Manila's airport in Aquino here. Let's refresh it. Let's zoom in. Let's see, is the pressure... No, pressure's still falling in Manila. Oh, this one's out of Clark. I was just looking at Manila. No, was I? I'm losing it. Pressure's still falling in Clark, so wind's continuing probably still the kick up there. Oh, yeah, okay. That 74, that was Manila. I apologize, guys. I got my airports mixed up here. I thought I was looking at the right one. But pressure at 989 at Manila. Pressure now at 986 in Clark. Naturally closer to the center. I'm only showing those two airports because those are the ones with ASOSs that are accurately reporting. But they got the latest report 30 km/h, gusts up to 52. But, I'm sure there's probably some gusts away from the actual airport that might be even a little bit higher than that as this pushes towards the west. But pressure's still falling there, Clark, so winds still probably be picking up as that low level center passes just towards your north, which is the low level center kind of hard to find right now. I'm just looking at, it might be bouncing around between the mountains though, and you could just see the winds right there, south, north, east. So looks like it's right about in there. So after making that landfall in Belair, kind of tracking like that, I bet you this is going to, like, the mountains really do a number with kind of bouncing around here. But you can kind of see the scope of the wind field here. All right, we got another donation here. This is from Dan Orion, dealing with high flooding and water surge from the bay amid sea in-laws place completely flooded. Oh goodness. Thank you very much for sharing that. Let's pull that up on Google Maps so we can get you kind of specifically on where you are right there. Let me pull it up here in just a second. I just want to see specific kind of the low-lying area so I can share that with everybody. If you're saying, I apologize, I keep on hitting the mic. The mic's right in front of me. Oh, that's interesting. That you're getting flooding right there. So that tells me you're saying surge. That tells me that Manila Bay is looking at water level rises. Right now, the winds are coming in from the west there too, which is interesting. So I do worry. Is anybody in Cavite City? Have you seen some flooding there? I worry about Cavite City, some flooding, and right along the coast of Manila. Now you're not going to see a serious surge here, but you could be seeing some water level rises in a few spots. So thank you very much for sharing, and also truly appreciate the donation. As well there. That's very kind of you. So thank you, Sarah, very much. Phil Delfar also says, thanks for what you do, Robert. Thank you very much. And donated 50 pesos. So truly thank you guys. All right. So I got a few people asking about, let's get to the flight radar. I didn't mention I was going to do this. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's see who's flying. Good news. Don't see anybody. Who's this guy? The Cebu Pacific flight. I knew it. I'm dying. Y'all knew I was gonna die. I guarantee every flight in the air right now is a Cebu Pacific flight. Is this a? Oh, okay. All right. That's a. Air Niue Guinea from Hong Kong. This person, they're going out of their way to get close to the storm. They're going from Hong Kong to Australia, and they're flying through the storm. But you know what it is? Let's take a look. They're at 33,000 feet, so they're probably flying well above the wind here. They're probably fine. But the good news, I don't see any twin engine props, and it looks like the airspace is mostly cleared here across a good portion of the of Luzon. The airspace is clear, and it looks like not even a lot of flights going in and out of Manila. I do have one right there. That's a Philippine airline flight. Came in from Bangkok heading into Manila. They're flying in on time. You know what's interesting though? You can tell the direction of the wind based on the flight path of these planes, because the wind is coming in like this. Oh, did it freeze on me? The wind is coming in like this, right? Because our storm is towards the north. So see this guy? He's turning around right now. So he didn't come in. He didn't land this way because they land into the wind. So he's going to do that turnaround, and he's coming in like that. Risky, bumpy landing, but it's not a crosswind. So the wind's coming directly from the west there at Aquino. So they probably, the roughest part of this flight for them right now is going to be this part right here where they're churning. If you're in Manila, look up. I'm sure you can see this guy right now coming in. That's going to be the roughest part of the flight. And I guarantee there's one there just south. I bet you if see, they took off this way into the wind, and now he's churning and heading to LA, a Philippine airline flight. Good luck. But this Cebu Pacific flight's doing a little typhoon chasing. You know what's interesting? Weather models, by the way, they ingest data. Good airlines, they have radars on especially these bigger planes. They have radars on the front of them, and they ingest it into the weather models. Like they'll send that data out. So when they fly over top of storms here, which this guy's at 40,000 feet, so 38,000. Still expected to arrive on time at 11:28 p.m. But he should be fine flying over top of this storm. But they ingest that data, and it actually helps out getting some of that stuff there. Let's read some of the questions. Somebody says, just Google weather satellite. Don't just Google weather satellite. That's not going to tell you anything. And sometimes the models will show phantom storms. And so, Chris, I appreciate what you're saying, but don't just Google weather satellite. Check like official agencies and stuff if there's going to be another storm, because like that's the problem. A lot of people, I'm going back to reading some of the comments here. A lot of people, they will just look at the model and they will just Google something, and then they'll see that one model showed something, and then they put spooky music over top of it, and then they put it on TikTok or something, and it spreads like wildfire, and it's just vast misinformation. So I don't like that advice. There's no other storm coming. Somebody responded there. Thank you. It's plane spotting time. Mark says it's not over yet. KKH. I'd just taken a moment to just to talk about the plane. We're taking a little break here, but it's still going, still pretty bad. Here across parts of Isabella. Baguio, we just had somebody say the roof came off there. Chris Rodriguez says, Leroy Jenkins, old school internet peeps know exactly that. I love that. I get the reference, and yeah, I'm sure there's a that's like that. Leroy Jenkins is the Cebu Pacific motto right now. John says Cebu, yeah. And if you watched our last live stream, it was like there was twin engine props flying around in the storm here, and it was like, what are you guys doing? Cebu Pacific, they're on a whole different level out there. Yeah, Will says Cebu Pacific says F this, let's go. Yeah, yep. How is the plane safe, bro? I thought all flights were canceled. So it's a good question, Admiral General Aladdin, and I assume you're not an actual admiral because you would know this. So first off, a plane landing into the wind during a tropical system, it shouldn't be too bad. The crosswinds are the big problem. And then if they're flying at like 40,000 feet over top of it, they actually, it's not that bad if they're over top of it. I've seen an American Airlines fly directly over the eye of a major hurricane at like 45,000 feet, and they were fine. It's inside of the storm, and in fact, that's why they can fly over like strong thunderstorms and stuff. If they get above the tropopause, where there's not a lot of weather taking place. Now, would I do that, or would I recommend them doing that? No, but they can get away with it. And this is actually what like the NOAA hurricane hunters do. They fly in like Learjets around the storm, and they're just fine. But the heavier like C-130s, those are the ones that penetrate into the storm. This is a very good question, though. Very good question. How are they able to do it? It's because either they're flying directly into the wind or they're over top of it. And that Cebu Pacific flight is probably flying over. Game is Life says, how about Verbena? This goes back. And this is why I hate, and not you, Game is Life. I don't hate you. I like you. Thanks for commenting on here. But this is why I hate those like just TikTokers and people that, like I just said, that put like a they just see a long range GFS and they put it over top of spooky music, and then they go, there's another storm coming. And there's like one run a week ago. And let's take a look at the latest run from the ECMWF. That one run a week ago showed a tropical storm at one run on the 11th and 12th. Here's 11th and 12th. Nothing there. Let's look at the GFS. A broad low rate here might increase the rain maybe on the 13th for parts of Mindanao. There's nothing there, guys. There's nothing there. Soapbox. Look behind this storm. Do you see? Let's look at the satellite. Do you see a storm? Oh, I hate these. I shouldn't say that. I admire content creators that are interested in weather. I admire them because that was me. I started off blogging before I got my degree in meteorology, but that was back in the day when it was like blogging, and I blogged on weather specific websites like Wonderground and Storm 2K, big throwback. And I soapbox time. Everybody says they love my soapbox times. But the thing is there, if I posted something like that saying long range, I would have got my butt ripped to pieces by the Mets and the other fellow weather enthusiast on there and everything. So I suggest if you are a young weather enthusiast, you want to get into the game here, you want to forecast the weather, I suggest maybe going on those weather sites, but also like doing research. Like There's a lot of resources available online that you can learn. Even Windy has like a help section that explains what the models are and stuff like that. ChatGPT, just type in what's the difference between an ECMWF and a GFS model, and it will answer it to you. The resources are there for you to look it up and just do your own research and just be informed out here, friends. And that's what I get with that. And I'm not hating on you that just asked about the next storm for Vanna, unless you're one of the people trying to spread this. I'm not hating on you. It's an okay question. I just hate that there have been so many people spreading this, and there isn't. No one's, and you just said, they said, who is they? It's some random Facebooker or TikToker that probably doesn't have a name who is behind. I hate it. All right. Anyways, let's see. I just saw somebody say that their roof got ripped off of their car. What? Did I miss that? I only read it. Oh, the furniture says 5 people died just now. If that's true, that's tragic already. Which, by the way, 180 deaths from Tino. That's tragic. But I shouldn't say unsurprising. I don't want that. But the storm surge images I'm seeing already out of the Philippines kind of alludes to, I say the Philippines in general because this is Catanduanes, but I've also seen some serious surge in Belair. I've seen videos of people, like kids on the beach taking photos. This person shot this, thankfully, like in an elevated spot, but I've seen people like on the beach and some of these spots around the Bicol region just taking photos. And then this pops up and that surge comes in hard, and then the running and stuff like that. And it's like when you see that, you think deaths are one thing, but unjustified deaths. Pog says in the car exploded. All right. I don't know what you're getting at here. Unless that is real, that's serious, but I think they're just kind of making a joke there. It's Faith says, I'm in the Philippines right now. I'm scared. I'm sure you went along with a few other million people. Where are you in the Philippines? It's a very broad question, though. I don't understand why people put out effort to make fake news. Meow Kitty says. Meow Kitty, been around for a while. You were one of my first subscribers out of Taiwan, I believe, right? Back in like 2009. Welcome back. It makes yeah. So, and Arwen answered, why do people make fake news? Because if you're an influencer, so one of the biggest, most viral videos that I've seen about the next storm, there isn't one, but one of the most viral ones I've seen was on TikTok. It had over like 4 million views. And the person, if you looked at their channel, they the rest of their posts were like Roblox and gaming videos and things like that. And then they had this one post of like scary music with Windy over top of it. And I think, and then they pinned it, and the rest of their posts were like 100 and 200 views, and this one got like 4 million. That's why people do it. That's like, and I'm sure they got a little money off of it because they got ads on it. So that's why they do it. It's not about really truly sharing that information to them. It's more about just making that money. Engineer for God. All right. I've been communicating with my girlfriend who is in a mountainous region in the countryside near Lipa City. She said wind is only 43 kph. That's good. That's good. She might be sheltered. But the problem is, in a lot of those mountainous areas, if she's sheltered and the winds are at 43, when the winds shift, and they will shift, they could pick up. So just keep that in mind. Memory says Cebu 5057. Did it do a detour? We're plane spotting. Let's see. I got... Yeah, no. 5057. Still off towards the east. Oh, yeah, you're right. They must have shifted further towards the east. let's go back to windy here. So yeah, you can see the originally wrong screen. This one is the one I wanted to move. All right, see, originally they were coming in, so maybe their transponder was just kind of showing them heading in. It does look like they detoured heading with south. So hey, shout out to Cebu Pacific. You are not the closest towards the storm center right now. There's a Philippine airline flight going to LA that is the closest. Is this? That's I was like, who's that one? That's a Cebu Pacific, but coming out of Osaka. But it looks like they detoured too. They went around it, and you can see kind of the whole trend here. Look at the gaps. Look at everybody is going west. Like this one is going to Manado. You got one right behind it here. That's a Singapore airline. There's like this big gap around northern Luzon here. So it does look like 5057 did divert. They're probably going to come in well south of this and probably follow the same track right there, as you can see with this flight out of Fukuoka heading into Manila. See how they went all the way. This flight actually really smart. So it looks like they went around by Legazpi. They probably came around the mountains here, and now they're edging in from the south. So they're flying directly into the wind all the way in. So that Cebu Pacific flight, not kind of Leroy Jenkins in it, but not completely. Here they're doing a little bit smarter. That pilot a little bit reasonable. And when it comes to, in the end, the airline is one thing, but it's always the pilot's final decision on where they're gonna fly here. I worked in aviation for a long time. My last job before working on TV was at an airport. Forecasting for pilots, and in the end it's up to the pilot to make that final decision, and it looks like that one kind of being smart about it. Let's take a check on where our storm system is right now, though. I'm going to hit the refresh button on the satellite imagery here, and then we get update on where the winds are. So this is just purely based on wind analysis and satellite, and you're watching me right here. So we got to do south wind in Belair, do north wind in Baguio. So what does that mean? It's probably somewhere smack in between Belair and Baguio, which puts the low-level center right in about there. Yeah, crossing over the mountains. And when it crosses over mountains, this gets really disrupted quite significantly as it tracks overhead. And it looks like it's on track to exit just probably north of San Fernando. Baguio, the winds are going to start to pick up soon, though, coming in from the north as that center passes overhead. Right now, you might be getting a little bit sheltered by the winds there, just because of that storm in the mountains and everything. So I think on the back side of it, Baguio probably will get some stronger winds. Let's answer a couple more questions. That's why the long-range forecast has its pros and cons. It's not standard Akita mix says. Yeah, okay, so I think you're going back to the possible next storm. Yes, but also it's irresponsible to share a model without full context. Or, because the problem with the model run like a week ago that was showing another storm, the ECMWF never showed it. So somebody cherry-picked the data to show you to get scared. So yeah, I understand a forecast changes, but there is also that responsibility if you're going to share that stuff out and try to scare people. Earlier on the table shown noted that peak winds in Batangas City would be around 12 to 3 a.m. Is this still accurate since it's shifted northward? I think, yeah, it might be closer to about 11 to 2 a.m., but but the pressure is still dropping in that specific area, Perry. So good question there. But I think at this point, just overnight, just be ready. But with a slight shift north, it means that the wind shouldn't be as bad. Canadian Warrior there in Isabella, thank you very much. Did the Sierra Madre Mountains weaken it? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we see right now in the satellite picture, the ice absolutely filled in. This is no longer a super typhoon. And I know somebody's going to come at me in the comments here saying, well, Pagano says it's not. It's just not. It's not a super anymore. It's not. All right. Actually, let's just look at Dvorak analysis. I got a million screens open here. All right, I'm going to refresh this. Yeah, they got the Dvorak analysis adjusted, shows 100 knots. So well below super typhoon intensity. right now. And even when you look at just the plane in the eye, the pure Dvorak, it's showing about 110. So it's definitely disrupted. But with that said, and I always have to caveat here, still, it's still a powerful storm system. Philip says weather good in Makati. Yeah. Let's take a look at that's Clark. Let's take a look at Makati's pressure now at 989 hectopascals. I shouldn't say Makati. This is specifically at Aquino. Their max wind gust was around 3 p.m. Right now, winds are still tropical storm strength-ish. We're seeing like 30, 40 kph. But Manila is not gonna get typhoon. This is tracking towards the north, and if anything, conditions are starting to improve there. Good. So if you're in Manila, it's not over because I'm still worried about the river level rises, but the wind is not. You're not gonna get a typhoon condition. Right now, you're getting 30, 40. Unless you get a local squall, you're not gonna change up from that. So you can rest easy tonight there for our friends in Manila. No more super typhoon by Bagasa. Steven Weather says, thank you very much. I have to check their page. I'm probably going to take a moment here to go through and re-up my data. I'm talking to you guys and answering question. Just a question, Robert Spetta, where's the MGO right now? I don't know. I got to check that. I'm sorry, I just have it. MGO, I usually look at the long range and stuff. I don't know right now. Jason says, hey, great job. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Jason, for jumping on here. I truly appreciate it. Where is possible flooding? Everywhere where the storm's hitting, but the rivers, Cagayan River, Pangasinan, also into some of the Marikina River in Manila. I do think that's going to rise. Probably it's not going to be like Tino level rising in Cebu, but it's going to rise. La Union, after midnight, Rado says, you're going to probably get those winds wrapping it around. This is probably going to exit just south of Camden. So like San Fernando is going to be in the right front quadrant. Tropical storm strength conditions at the very least. Brenda says it's picking up in Benguet there. So yeah, it's already picking up there. It's going to cross over to Cordillera Mountains and exit off towards the west, there. So yeah. All right, I'm going to take a moment. I think I've caught up on a lot of this. While the music is playing here, friends, please don't leave, but please do hit that subscribe button. Take a moment to hit that. Our goal is to get up to 100,000 subscribers so we can verify the channel. That's my goal, and I really want to get there and kind of get to that point here with the channel where it's verified and we get some of the latest information and all that good stuff. Goodness, I need to take a break just real quick, probably grab a cup of coffee. But we get it verified, and that gives us, it stacks us up with the algorithm on YouTube. That's what I was trying to say. Anyways, all right. Maybe I might get my spouse in here. She can talk in Tagalog and answer some of your questions for you, because my Tagalog is horrid. I'll see what I'll beg her. I'll ask her to get in here. That'll be the next goal I'll set in the chat. If we reach this goal, she'll come on. I'll go ask her and see if that's it. All right. I joke. We got to be lighthearted. We got to take this storm one step at a time, but I know it's very serious and still very much ongoing. Also, be sure to follow the storm chasers that are out there in the core of the storm, Josh Morgan, James Reynolds, and Jordan Hall. For those that do follow, do you mind putting in the chat, in the description, just in the chat, just toss some links in there for those guys. Good friends of the Westpac Weather Channel, and they're doing good job covering the storm system as well. All right, I will be right back. Okay, friends? Yeah, wrong button. All right, back at it. Hey, by the way, I'm going to take a moment real quick. Now that I'm back, just a big shout out to Frontrunner Financial right below me here. They're on the ad space level, the only one on the ad space level of our Patreon, and just somebody that has worked overseas, and I know Filipinos, they work everywhere all over the world. If you travel a lot and you have to do your taxes in like multiple countries and all that, that's what they do, and they basically help out. And for me, I worked in multiple countries and something like that. I've worked in multiple countries. It's kind of important to get your finances straight. So check them out below there, Frontrunner Financial. If you've noticed, they kind of, I'm not keeping them for front and center here. This is still serious, but I do want to take a second just to give them a shout out. I keep on hitting the mic. Give them a shout out. Really important stuff. Anyways, let's get back to answering some questions. And first, I will get back to answering some questions. I do want to give you a quick review of what we got going on out here right now and everything, and just where our storm system is at this time. First off, let's see this. All right. First off, I want to show you this. This is from Jordan Hall. He's a storm chaser out of the United States here. Great guy. Give him a follow. Please, please, please. He's a good guy, and he has a lot. And look at the Westpac weather chats just putting up. There's Lex right there. He's jumped in. Lex, you're bombing my chat, the live stream here. Lex is a great guy. He's one of the reasons why. Gosh, stop it, Lex. He's a great guy. He's one of the people that you could say I'm grabbing this off of his Facebook page. He's one of the people who make a lot of these graphics here at Westpac Weather, and he's been sending me information and messages. So shout out to Lex there. But this is an image out of Jordan Hall's Facebook page. I'm using this as informational purposes because this just shows how that storm surge can sneak up pretty quickly here. And the problem is this did happen in a few other spots, just like this right here. And this is what I was talking about earlier. Somebody was saying, oh, us Filipinos know what a storm surge is. This is the thing, like, they look like they're having a great time, but sometimes that surge can come in fast and sneak up on you, and it can catch you off guard here. And I know everybody's been through a typhoon out here. Everybody's been through one of these storms, but don't let that mindset get you into an area where you're like, I'll be fine, because each storm is a little bit different. Each location is a little bit different, and each spot gets impacted a little bit different here. So where is our storm system right now? Well, first off, at 9:10 p.m., it did make that landfall just about halfway between Belair and Casiguran. Casiguran in the right front quadrant, but now it is tracking over the mountains here of central Luzon, and you can see the winds coming in from the north and west out of Baguio there, due south out of Belair. We have some reports towards the north here, basically due east, and you see the bulk of the convection right in there, so I would give the low-level center right there, and this is tracking towards the west, so probably going to exit the Philippines, just passing right over Baguio and passing just off of San Fernando. But you can see, if we pull back the broader picture, we're only seeing, in Aquino right now at the Manila's airport, winds of 40 gusting to 60 kph, but the pressure in some of these spots is starting to rise. In fact, let's refresh this right here, get the latest information. It looks like, well, it's still at 986 in Clark, and we just got a decent gust upwards of what is that? That's a pretty good gust right there, but still falling at Aquino, actually. Probably that low-level center just towards the north, but it's going to start to rise soon. Trust me on that. Yeah, so let's take a look actually at the wind here in just a windy, just showing you. So where I showed you where the wind reports are and where I kind of circled there, it looks like that's kind of where they're initializing the low-level center here, slowly tracking towards the west over Baguio as we go out through tonight, and just after midnight, exiting just around San Fernando. So this would put that exit just around 2-3 a.m. But places like Ago there on the west coast, as that moves offshore, whoever is in the south of where, yes, in the left side of the storm, the winds are going to wrap around and come on shore. So Ago, San Fernando, potentially San Juan, Great surf spot right there. They're going to take kind of the core of this, but I think areas just south of that low-level center along the coast are going to be hit the hardest as this exits off towards the west. And even Baguio, for that matter. Right now, you don't have very strong winds, but it's going to be picking up in some of these more exposed, elevated areas here real soon. So you got a range of impacts coming from this as it passes overhead. And then we talk about the rainfall separately, and we still got plenty of heavy rain. So the signal force warnings are there. I think Pagassa's a little bit slow on updating this, but the heavy rainfall over 200 millimeters anywhere in the areas in red is going to be an issue. And then when you talk about that, of course, when you get that heavy rain over those in the mountains here, and if you've watched my updates, I've said this a million times, but I want to emphasize it. All that rain's got to go somewhere. So that's why I worry about places like the Marikina River and the Cagayan River, because that's going to, like, it's passing right over the watershed of those spots. And then where's it going to go? The rain doesn't just poof, gone. It doesn't evaporate. It doesn't stay in the mountains. It goes down in the rivers. So Monday, after this pulls away, I want to watch for like water level rises in Manila and even in Apari further towards the north. Oh, coffee. A few people said, Robert, do you sleep? I do. But these typhoons, and I you know what, a shout out to everybody on these streams. I usually don't do streams, but the amount of people in support and donations, like Eode J just donated, thank you so much. The amount of support behind it really tells me that you guys want these type of streams, and as long as I'm off and available and I can do them, I will continue to do these streams. A lot of times I just do the quick video updates and then, you know, just every like 12 hours or so. But if you guys like this, yeah. Projects TZ, your content creator? No. You like, is it not my content creator? I don't know. Lucky, I just asked that. Let's read through some more of these questions here. I remember Westpac Weather when he was covering Goni. Yeah, actually, one of my first typhoons I covered on here, I think, was Rosing. Yeah, or Ondoy. And then Meggy was one of the first. Like, if you go way back on the YouTube channel, you can see Meggy was one of the real first ones. 100 Islands flooded, inland storm, people evacuated. Thank you very much for the input. That's good that people are evacuating in some of those areas. Rain in Angeles City, but it's just like a normal rain. All right, that's good to hear. The core of it's passing just towards the north, and from what I've seen, the wind reports, it's like 30 to 50 kph. Higher winds are closer to like the Maga area where the low-level center's passing over. And by far, the super typhoon winds were further towards the east where this did come on shore, like where this video is out of here in Catanduanes here as it pushed by. So yeah, look at that. Look at these images. My goodness. Yeah, that's out of Catanduanes there. And I believe this one as well is from the Bicol area. So those super typhoon type conditions, those are going to be reserved to the East Coast. You are not going to see that on the West Coast. But also, you're not going to see that in, like, Manila at all. You're not going to see typhoon conditions. In fact, you're only seeing, like, tropical storm, severe tropical storm in Manila. So, yeah, just a little heads up on that. A few people are still worried in Manila. You don't need to be. The storm system is going to track well towards your north there. And I think that conditions in Manila are going to start to improve pretty quickly here. Baguio, San Fernando, La Union on the west coast is the spots that's going downhill. And it's even already improving in places like Belair where it made that landfall here around 9 p.m. Already moving towards the west. And pretty soon on the back side of this, Belair is going to start to see some dramatically improving conditions. I mean, you see where that center is. It's racing west. It's moving at about 20 kph. So, this is moving pretty fast. And you can see where the extent of the convective clouds are. So, It's going to be improving real quickly here along the East Coast. It's not there yet, but that means only that the West Coast is going to be going downhill really fast as well. Let's go through and answer a couple of your questions, though. I'll try my best to. And also, my wife, which if you ever watched the intro to the Westpac Weather videos, the Westpac Weather channel, there's the lady there is like judging me. That is Marianne Speta, Marianne de los Santos, which I met in Florida, by the way, not in the Philippines, but she hails from the great city of Cavite City. She'll be here in just a minute, giving a talk with y'all. So let's pull up the chat, go through and answer a couple of these questions. Usually lower left and lower right of the storm much calmer. Typically, Mount Duritzel said, but once this does move off the west coast, that will be kind of the rougher part of the storm. But you're right, the right front quadrant is often the worst of it. I think it was due to my I'm not quite sure what Perry's saying there. Let's read through. Jay Perry says, apologize for the spam. You're good, friend. Let's see. Let's see. I'm just trying to read through some of these comments. Random Things says, you see, is it a Cat 4 now? It has weakened. I would say it's probably closer to a 2 or 3 at this point. Based on the wind reports, too, I have not seen any, like, Cat 4 winds. That inner core is where you would get those Cat 4 winds. And due to the mountains tearing it apart, I don't see that anymore. Duly Noted said, I have just donated $10. Thank you so much. Like, once again, guys, you don't have to donate, but if you do, I appreciate it. In Las Pinas, to stay with family from Pasig, is there a concern of mudslides anywhere in the future? Definitely across the Cordillera Mountains. You're getting like 200-300 millimeters of rain. So here on Sunday into Monday, there is going to be the threat in some of those mountain roads of mudslides. Definitely blocking some of the roads. So very good question, and I wouldn't be traveling until I've heard that all those roads are cleared. Not to mention power lines down and things like that. And if you live at the base of like a volcanic-ish mountain, like, and I mean, but like at the base, not like if you're in Angeles and you see the mountains off towards the east. I mean, like at the base, I would be concerned about mudslides in those spots too. Stephen Melody jumping on here and saying, rising in pressure is rising in Pasig, East NCR. Manakirin River is on a slow rise too. That's a really good report. Still below first alarm at this time. Thank you so much. Those are the type of reports I thrive on, and I truly appreciate that, Stephen Melody. Thank you for jumping in on here. Knowing the pressure is rising is good. Simple barometer, just seeing the pressure going up and down makes a big. Iode GA donated 1,250 pesos. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, friend. And I'm trying to click. What? No, what? No, I don't want to put them in timeout. I don't understand this. But you just donated that. And I truly appreciate it there, friend. Thank you so much. Let's no chance of flood slides on La Pinas is pretty safe as long as you're in lower areas or near rivers. Will's really been jumping in on here and a lot of this stuff, and I appreciate answering some of these questions. What time will it leave Baguio? I can't sleep. Probably the winds won't back off in Baguio until just prior to sunrise, Melons. Sorry, it's just, I know it's going to be a long night. With the worst, like, it's not just you alone that can't sleep. It's a lot of people here, so I can get it. What's with these entitled peeps, as this one person wrote? I don't know what you're getting at with that. Hope you're not talking about me. But Jesus, please kick out the chat trolls. Where's the trolls? If I see them, I will kick them out. I don't like that either. So just if I see that, I had to boot somebody yesterday. When you say landfall, what does that literally mean? Because it looks like it landed in Catanduanes Island first. Good question, FX Extreme. So when we talk about landfall, see, this is why I don't like that people are so hung up on, did it make landfall? Where is it going to make landfall? Because that just means like the exact low-level center of the eye. But Catanduanes got like a full-on storm. Like, they got super typhoon conditions there. But the exact center passed just offshore. So it didn't make landfall according to the official agency. But no, that's what it is. It's a very good question, and I get, because a lot of people are like, it made landfall, it's big news, but it's like technically the tropical storm conditions made landfall yesterday in the outer rain bands. So I don't like it when people get too hung, not you specifically, but a lot of people get hung up on it made landfall, and I think it's misleading. So it's a very good question there. So thank you so much for asking that. It's a very good question. Random thing says, you see, did Catanduanes get the peak of the winds? Yes. Yeah, I think the Catanduanes really got the core of the winds out here. As far as like the worst of the weather that took place here from this storm system, it was Catanduanes. They got absolutely ripped, and parts of the B call area also got just ripped, and Aurora near Blair, but I don't think it was as bad as Catanduanes, where they got the super typhoon conditions, a lot like Pepito last year, but that's where they got like those conditions. But I haven't really seen too many images out of Aurora yet, power out in that area and everything, so I can't really compare it accurately just yet at this point. But it's the areas for the good news for like Catanduanes and the Bicol region. Look at this, it's gone. It's still a couple little kind of windy, breezy conditions kicking on by, but the storm's moving ahead pretty fast. And in fact, let's pull up the winds, and you can see the winds even shifting now out of like Baguio and here just towards the west. They're coming more out of the northwest now. South there, I would dare say the low-level center is starting to cross just north of Baguio. Yeah. All right, let's answer a couple more questions. Will Cavite City have signal number 1 by tomorrow? Maybe in the morning. I don't like answering those questions about timing of signal force because I don't like it, and it's really subjective about Pagasa. And I know you're under 5 you're not under 5 right now. I don't think so. Cavite City, like Manila's under 3. In the NCR, you're not under 5. And I think 3 is even high. It's probably 2 or 3, but you're not under 5 in the NCR. No, you're not. You're under. Let me refresh it. Let's see if this has changed. I'm refreshing it. Yeah, you're under a 3 in the Metro Manila area and out towards like Cavite and everything like that. But you still could be seeing a little bit of flooding, a little bit of rainfall. There is that. So just keep that in mind. But and this is that misinformation that goes around. I'm sure it's not you. I'm sure somebody told you Cavite City was under signal force 5, and you rightfully believed it. There's a super typhoon out there, but you're not. And neither is Manila. The storm's pulling away. Pressure's starting to rise in some of those spots there, and it's improving. So I get the worry and everything, but yeah. Wondering Android says, explain to the viewers what the right front quadrant is with Typhoon Uwan, and just any typhoon in general. So basically the right side of the storm, forward motion, you combine that with the winds, it's stronger there, but also it's the dirty side. It's where you have more uplift. So when the right side is typically where you're going to have more instability. It's just due to the dynamics of the storm system. This is also where you get tornadoes more than often. You get those like low level spin ups, like places like the Cagayan Valley, Isabela, big wide plain there. You could get some friction and spin in there, and you could see some tornadoes spin up across there in Cagayan. In the provinces. Now, in the mountains, maybe not, but in the valley there, that could be an issue. So that's kind of why the right front quadrant, it's the dirty side of the storm, as we call it, kind of the more dangerous side of the storm. EOJ, did I give you a shout out already? Yes, I did. Thank you for the donation there. I really appreciate that. Very strong winds in Vegan and City in the local sur. That makes sense. This is starting to exit off of the west there, so just after midnight, the winds are going to continue to pick up. I don't see where these trolls are. And if I did, I would kick them out immediately. So if I see that, I promise I will. RPVP said, check the Philippine airline flight 403 on radar. Let's do it. Favorite part of the game here. Philippine Airlines PV03. Let me. I don't see them. I see a Korean Airlines flight coming in. I see another Korean Airlines said, move over Cebu Pacific, hold my beer. I'm coming in hot. But I don't see. I see an 827 coming in from the west. These flights they look like they're coming in from the west, but they're kind of flowing in with the wind, and then they're going to make U-turns and come around. Oh, there's 5057. Oh, that's that flight we were watching earlier that made that big divert that came out of Tokyo. That flight was probably a lot longer. I don't know, they're only landing about 20 minutes later than when they should. They probably had a strong tailwind, but they went way down here towards Legazpi and coming in from the west. And there's even another flight. See these paths. These are all guys trying to avoid this storm system coming in from the east, and now they're coming in from the south there. And then you got this flight, but Cathay Pacific. But at least there's nobody over Luzon. I've been waiting for a Cebu Pacific twin-engine prop to take up on a Clark. Yes, I laughed. That happened yesterday. I think they were sorting, meaning they were getting the planes out of Clark. So they were smaller planes. They probably can't stand the higher winds and everything like that. So they probably took off just to keep them safe, and they flew down towards the south here. But yeah, let's go back to the satellite here real quick. Yeah, look at your current satellite picture. Let's take a couple more questions here. Could you please highlight some of the topography of Luzon and the freshwater risk? Just got to the live. Yeah, of course, Casper. Thanks for jumping on, Casper. Great meteorologist forecaster out here. Thank you so much for jumping in. So the risk. So let's look at the satellite picture. So you have the Sierra Madre Mountains here. You have the Cordillera Mountains here. Sierra Madre is actually extended just like that. You have a valley right in here, the Cagayan Valley. You have Pangasinan, kind of a low-lying area here too. A lot of lines being drawn here. But if you see where I just drew all the mountains, and now let's go over to the rainfall accumulation map. Guess what? You can see exactly where the heaviest of the rainfall is. It is right over top of those mountains there. So what happens is you get all this rainfall in a lot of these higher elevated areas, and it might not hit so hard in like the Cagayan Valley, but the valley here, all that water is going to go into the river. You got the Magat River, you got the Sifu River here. These all are, you got the Carino off towards the east here. And so Chamorro, places like Apari at the mouth of the Cagayan, I think are going to see water level rises. But also, we're not at alert levels in the Marikina River, but that comes out of the Sierra Madres here. And so Manila may not be getting like flooding rains right now. They're not. The storm's pulling away, but I do still am concerned because this storm has tracked right over the watershed region, basically where a lot of these rivers start, just like that. So it tracks right over where a lot of these rivers starts, even over towards the Pangasinan area, and all of that water is going to flow downstream. So it's not reserved to just one specific basin. It's like kind of at the continental divide, the island divide in some of these spots here. So that water is going to be spread apart. And also we have the biggest dam in Southeast Asia is located right here. That of course is the Magat Dam. And they've been releasing water ahead of time. Last few days, they've had several floodgates open. In the past, they've released the water in the typhoon and just after it, when they're like, oops, and it got really high, they've learned and they've preemptively released it. And that's always a chief concern in this area too, is when the water gets released out of that massive dam. So they've kind of prepped ahead of time. But yeah, so like the mountains are getting the heaviest of the freshwater flooding here. But that is going to flow downstream. And like the day after, the Marikina River closer to the NCR here in Manila, and especially the Cagayan River. And on the west coast, you got a couple other rivers. Those are going to start to see water level rises as well. So that's why I really emphasize, I think that this storm it's going to be a big rainmaker. Now, the good news with it, and let's refresh the latest, for example, from JTWC, is that this is moving forward at 18 knots. So we're like 25, 30 kph forward movement on this. So it's racing. So the plus side is that it's like there's a lot of rain coming down, but it's moving fast. So it's not going to allow for those significant slow moving accumulations. Maybe by tomorrow morning, this is going to be gone off of the west coast here. And already, we look at the low-level center, it looks like it's passing just right near north of Baguio at this time. Winds are starting to come out of the southwest to west out of Baguio, due west just to west of Pangasinan. So a clear indicator that this is just cruising. And based on the wind right here, I think, I'm going to redraw that. I think the low-level center is somewhere just north of Baguio, probably right in there. So this is going to exit just north between San Fernando and Candon pretty quickly. So that shouldn't allow those rainfall accumulations to really add up too much across this area. So very good question, Casper. Thanks for jumping in. And I always appreciate seeing you out here. Jumping in, and I love your curiosity from the United States about the dynamics and the forecast of typhoons in the Western Pacific. So thank you so much for jumping in on there. Let's go through and answer a couple more of your questions. Let's see. I think he's giving me crap here about a few things. I think if my Tagalog's right, you're talking about the donations here. I don't ask people to donate. If you want to, it does help support the channel and it helps with these graphics. And I've been talking for like 24 hours straight pretty much on here. I shouldn't say that, but on and off. So the donations, I do truly appreciate. Correcting me on how I talk as well, my accent. I do have an accent, so I'm sorry that I'm pronouncing some of these wrong. But I do appreciate your input here as well. All right, I got a special treat for you. Let me pull over the. So you can talk in Tagalog. You want to take the chair here a little bit? You're gonna answer. Oh, no. Yeah, you can take the chair. You're gonna answer some of these questions here and go through. Talk. So I got
so dark
because of the lighting. Pull up as quickly as much. Marian Spetta here. She hails from the fantastic city of Cavite City specifically.
Where's the camera?
There.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you're right. Looked right at it here.
I was looking over here.
So ask your questions in Tagalog if you have them, and she's going to answer that. Let's see. I'm just reading. Guy looks like a spammer, Robert. Yeah, I think I might block that person. It's like non is it's giving me crap about people donating to the channel here, and I'm just telling you, the money goes right back into the channel here. They haven't said anything vulgar, but they're just they're picking on the way I pronounce things and stuff like that. Can you track a traveling ship as well? I'll have to look it up. They're talking about tracking flights and stuff out here. The big joke right now, Rio, is about the Cebu Pacific is like just flying into all of the like the Cebu Pacific keeps flying into the storm system.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Marian, how many times have you gotten mad at Robert in Tagalog?
Not really. Oh, okay. Sorry. Hindi naman po ako nagagalit. Natatawa lang ako. For example, nasa baba ako, mag-pronounce siya Cagayan. Right? Cagayan. Pero iba ang pronunciation siya. So, sisigaw ko ng, ha? What did you say?
I pick it up.
Yeah, that's all.
How about this one from Chris?
How did we meet? We met here in Jacksonville kasi nandito na po ako. Laging may ibang laging iba ang tingin nila na siya ang nagdala sa akin, pero that's not true. Nandito na po ako nung nagkakilala kami. He was in the Navy. So, nandito na ako nakatira.
Nananan still asking here, are you a meteorologist with multiple question marks? This person just really hates me. It's one of those Filipinos that I get these from people that see a foreigner and they just hate on me. So Real, tell them about like, how long I've been working Westpac for 15 years. How long did we live in Japan? About a decade?
Yeah.
And yes, I'm a meteorologist, qualified meteorologist, worked in the Philippines, Japan, about 18 countries around East Asia, and been doing this for a long time. Look up my degrees and certificates.
Kung gusto mo, kung nakaintindi ka ng Tagalog, hanapin mo yung First Coast News, Jacksonville, Florida.
NHK.
Makita mo siya, or NHK sa Japan. Pagmumukha niya nandun.
How about this one?
Cagayan. Oh, it's how you pronounce
it. Oh, God. Excuse me.
That's how you do it.
I've been saying Cagayan. Cagayan.
See? Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Do I have to... Cagayan.
No.
Cagayan.
Yes.
God.
See, that's all.
Is she your wife? No, I just found her. No, yes, this is. She just explained in Tagalog that we met here in Jacksonville.
Mag-asawa kami. Yes.
How about this?
17
Oh,
years.
they like you, or are they saying I'm cute?
Kung gusto nyo curious, we've been together for 17 years.
How about this?
Ang cute, they're saying your pronunciation is cute. No,
Oh.
it's not.
All right. She doesn't care that I work on.
Well, I do care, technically. So when we go to the grocery store and somebody notices him, like recognizes him, I usually run away. I go to the other aisle. Right? He would be talking, taking photos. I'll be gone.
It's kind of embarrassing because I'm like, where'd she go? And she's like hiding around the corner. She doesn't like talking to people out in town when they recognize me. I did just block that person, by the way, guys. I'm not. We got a serious storm system we don't need. Can you speak?
No. Kabitenyo po, Kabitenyo.
What is your father's? He speaks Visayan.
Yeah, Waray. Hindi ko rin natutunan. Hindi ko natutunan ng Waray.
Let's see.
Nag-high school ako sa San Sebastian. First to second year. And then, nag-college ako for a year. And then, dito na ako napapunta after that.
Yeah. Somebody said they've been following me since 2012, way back in the NHK days. Thank you so very much for following here. It's all good. No, I want to pronounce stuff. MRTT says it's all good. You can pronounce it. I've noticed from people when I do pronounce stuff correctly, they're like, oh, I thought you were here. Like, I try my best to pronounce stuff correctly.
Say Pangasinan.
Pangasinan.
No, nope.
Pangasinan.
Pangasinan.
Yeah, that's what people type the dictation and they're wrong, and I'm like, oh, that must be right. Somebody put NON earlier. I think sometimes you guys are just effing with me, and you're like, I think sometimes you guys are just screwing with me. Like, hey,
there you go. That's better. Pangasinan.
I always say it wrong. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. There.
He tries, guys.
How long have you been in the USA? From Admiral Eladine.
2002 to 25 now.
2002.
So-
You lived in California before I met
Yeah,
you.
2002.
Yeah, you lived in California for a few years. Like every Filipino in the States lived in LA. And then you were like,
up.
all right, I'm going to
No,
go to
it's
Jacksonville.
not.
Hey, Jacksonville has a Jollibee now, so we're good. And we have a Max. So,
Yes.
you know, we got a Max. They're like once a week we're at Max over there, you know. With,
They know me.
they know
You're
they
here again.
come in like, there's the weatherman and there's Rio. Like, is Pangasinan in danger? Do want to answer some of these like legit questions. Pangasinan going to be seeing these winds coming from the northwest on the back side of this storm system. So I wouldn't say you're in danger, but you do have those winds kind of wrapping it around from the north. And right now, low level center is just, oops, wrong button, passing just north of Baguio. So like just after midnight, you know, the coastal areas here from San Fernando down to Ago, Camden, all could be looking at typhoon strength winds. Are you in danger? Depends on what structure you're in, how close you are to the coast and everything. You know, it's going to be a little too close for comfort. Just make sure you stay inside and ride it out.
Hold on, there's another one.
I
I
see
think
if-
it's important. Somebody asking about their spouse. Hold on. Oh God, I just saw
Oh, the
it.
comments are going through so fast.
Yeah, it's so
and
fast.
I missed. Is it this one?
Here, it's in Tagalog.
From
It
Terry.
says- yes. It's in Nueva Ecija. They're asking if it's gonna slow down
Where specifically is that?
after. I don't know.
You're the Filipino. Give me the geography.
But I failed geography. So no.
We're Google mapping it right now.
Google map it.
Oh, here we go. In Manila. No. Further towards the north. Oh, that is closer to the center. So, yeah, I do worry. That's more in Pampanga area. Yeah, that's the winds are going to wrap around from the north for you in that specific spot. Just the core of this, and as this passes towards the north. But the good news, the core is right in here. In fact, on Google Maps, you can kind of see where the center is. So you're missing out on the worst of this. I actually worry more so about the coastal areas of Pangasinan. Thank you. That's what we're gonna get it. But further inland, you know, pressure is actually probably gonna start rising soon. So for them, they may have already gone through the worst of this. And once again, Manila is just absolutely. This is past you. Pressure already rising in a few spots in Manila. In fact, you can see that here. Let's refresh this. Let's see what we got out of Clark. If the pressure is truly, it still says 986. Let's wait next hour and we get an update. But the pressure is already starting to rise for places like Manila over towards Clark. So for her, conditions are going to be improving quickly.
So they're fine.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
They'll
they're
be
fine
fine.
yet. I try not to say that.
Okay, I'm
but
sorry.
No, you're okay because there still is that potential of local squalls, but it is improving out
So
here.
it's getting better.
Yes,
Where she is.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be getting better here fairly soon. I'm trying to pull
Well,
up.
I heard one of my friends at work, they were talking to one of their relatives and they're saying it hasn't started yet, but the electricity is down already.
Oh, somebody
last night.
Have I been saying Max wrong?
What?
Somebody just
I
commented.
thought it was right.
Somebody comment on here. Max is pronounced Maxis.
Oh, I don't know. I say Max too.
The worst kind of Filipino. Zenelia, it actually became a paid subscriber yesterday. Anybody with these stars next to them are Patreon members. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Maybe if we do get enough donations, though, and then we're not requesting it, but if you do donate, I can take her to the Philippines next time I go. Clark has no power, so I say when it... Okay, so you know what? Clark has no power right now. That's probably why I'm not getting reports from there. The power is out at that station, so... Yeah, and I wouldn't say improving yet. Yeah, you're right. The storm is still ongoing. Until after midnight is it going to really start to improve for those spots. So it's still kind of impacting those areas. I guess maybe I'm getting ahead of myself and just hoping that it does improve. What did you just point at?
Oh, this question right there.
Where do I go if I want to check the rainfall forecast and windy? Isn't there precipitation? Yeah. Or you can hit rainfall accumulation. Those are kind of a couple of different spots. That's good, Terry. Glad you got an answer. If I'm missing your guys' question, you can ask it again. I do, honestly, people are saying Benguet. Am I saying that? Benguet, like a bread? Benguet. Sorry, and bog. Everybody's correcting me now. Why did you have to come in here?
Somebody asked me if they say I get mad. I don't.
Oh, Max can be pronounced Max.
Oh.
See? She's the worst kind of Filipino. She does this like, oh. All right. Okay, Rio, you want to play our favorite game? And then we're going to get back to the talking this. Before you go, I know you got some plans here. And before you go, let's play our favorite game. It's called Tracking the Flights. So let's see if Cebu Pacific is flying. Yeah, so the joke has been, yesterday during the live stream, Cebu Pacific launched several twin-engine props in, like, the middle of the storm. And it was funny. And one of them just did like a U-turn and said, nope. And the joke has been like Cebu Pacific's motto now is Leroy Jenkins. You do get that reference, right? Leroy Jenkins! Anyway, so so let's see. All right, no one's really out there right now. Good. We do have a Korean Airlines flight. What do you think this is? I bet you this is a Cebu Pacific. No, that's it. That's a United. The Americans are doing their own thing here. All right, embarrassing me, guys. That is a Cathay Pacific, but at least Cebu Pacific, they're not flying at this time. The Japanese are out at it. Is this a Korean? Okay, all right. Cebu, you've redeemed yourself. You don't have anybody in there.
I'll ask my cousin.
She's a stewardess, on one of them, right?
Yes.
But yeah, so at least they're not flying. That has been the joke. Somebody just took off. The one that just took off is a Cebu Pacific flight.
It's going to Davao.
It's going to Davao, so it's headed south. It's not headed north. If I see a Cebu flight take off and it's like going to Kauai, then I'm gonna like heads are gonna roll here, or like a Baguio. But not that looks like everybody's kind of removed
themselves.
Yeah, you can even see here. Look at just the gap.
Yeah,
everybody's like
clear up there.
Mm-hmm. It's just no one's flying through there. Everybody's kind of going around. You can even see the tracks, like here. This flight it came in and it's diverted around it. Any other questions before Rio before she does take off here? If you got them, ask them because I'm sure she. Also, we should start doing a Breezy Banner podcast here.
Yeah, when I have time.
You ain't that busy. Actually, granted, today's your first day off in like 3 weeks, isn't it? Yeah.
Weekend off. Yep.
Somebody says add value, not nonsense. Okay, chill. I've been talking for 2.5 hours.
Chill.
Yeah,
okay?
I've been talking for about 2.5 hours now.
You have a little bit of happiness too, not just negativity. And this is okay.
Yeah, and I've been saying the same thing over again for 2 hours straight about where it is, where it's going. It's just me. This is just a YouTube channel. Atechi, unless you are like one of our subscribers and actually donating and everything like that, you're just coming on here and commenting and yelling at us. But I will get back to it, I promise, in just a moment. Are you aware of the Fiesta? Oh, the Fiesta's today?
I forgot.
Oh my God. Is this still going, the real? Like, if the Fiesta in Cavite City's today?
Yeah, it's still,
well, you don't have to worry about getting wet, I guess.
No, it's not that.
Oh, it's not the water one?
The water one.
Oh,
no.
okay. The water one's in, when's that?
June,
okay. That's what I was thinking. Let's see. Mabuhay. Yeah, somebody says this channel's cool. Thank you so much. And that's why we try to add a little bit of joking in here.
Yes.
We know it's serious. We get it, but we understand. You guys have kids? Yeah, we have a 17-year-old. It's in the other room, probably annoyed that I've been talking all night on here. Yeah, somebody just said those planes are 777s. They fly over top of the storms, and they're probably just fine.
It's probably cool too. I mean, just looking. Just looking.
Yeah.
But of course, down there, it's not cool.
There you go. Ducky says you should join more often.
I'm I'm usually
I did have to beg her to
sleeping.
come on here, and she's busy a lot, and I had to be like, hey, do you want to come up? We got a lot of people on the chat. Let's change it up a little bit. Let's talk. And so we do like a podcast on occasionally. So Marcos Highway heading into Baguio. I think that's gonna be rough going up in there.
I would.
That's like the switchback road, right?
Advise not to do it.
Yeah.
That's
That's the switchback road. That's gonna be sketch until probably like Tuesday. What time will it exit in the morning? Just around sunrise. I expected to exit right around San Fernando. What's this?
Oh, if we go vacation to the Philippines.
So I am going in March. Maybe she's coming with me. We'll see. I'm going to speak at the Philippine Meteorological Conference in March. So.
Oh.
I told you this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Have you and Mr. Typhoon worked together? Mr. Padua. We've never like directly worked together, but we are friends. But like social media friends and stuff, and we've known each other for years. He's a good guy. If you watch my videos, I highly suggest you watch his videos as well. We're not competing or anything like that. He's a good guy. And also he does his videos in English and Tagalog, which I do not do. So he's got a one up on me. And he also is one of those Philippine meteorologists that is speaking in Tagalog, and he's qualified to do so. There is a lot of people, like there's that one who just like
say stuff.
It just
and
says
it's like what?
Yeah, but his videos always doing like amazing numbers, and it's like this information.
And he's scaring people.
Yeah,
so I know that.
That's how you get it.
So he's not trusted. The Mr. Typhoon is. Yeah, definitely.
Is the center in La Union now? No, it's just towards the northeast of Baguio. All the buses have stopped, and so have all the planes. I'm sure all the ferries have stopped. And from the president's office, all schools, pretty much in Luzon, all the way down to Visayas, are closed on Monday. So if you plan on going to school, don't. How bad did Aurora get? From what I've seen, check out this video, Rio. So let me see if I can pull it up. So this is from Storm Chaser Jordan Hall. He's not that one. This one's nuts. So he's one of the people. I've met him a few times at Josh Morgan's Hurricane Start Party.
Yeah.
And don't. I shouldn't show it to you yet because I want you to react live on here. So this is it. So
that's a storm.
So this is in Belair and Aurora, and this is when when we say storm surge. Sometimes it can come in like this, and you see the people standing there.
Oh my god!
And then. Look at that.
Oh.
He said this is one. He's been through like tornadoes and major hurricanes, and he said this is one of the scariest times he's seen this. That's somebody floating right there. Oh my god.
There.
So this is scary stuff. Watch, you can see the gentleman right there. He actually looks at the camera and he goes. He does. He looks at the camera. Oh,
there he is. He ran away.
He says, "Holy expletive, time to go."
But, there he got in the house.
Okay. These are storm chasers. But then you have people like this who people are saying, well, those are foreigners. They don't like these are Filipinos.
You know, when I was little too, we would go.
You're the one we've talked about who played in the ash after.
We want to see the waves. Like,
yeah, I get it.
Big,
and I'm like that too.
Oh, shoot.
But there's a point where you gotta like know when to call it a quits.
Yeah.
And these storm, but I think the point of sharing that, it's not to shame anybody or anything like that.
No.
And by the way, follow Jordan Hall if you guys don't already. He's now just starting to cover. He covered Regasa, now he's covering this one. Great guy, good person to follow. But I think that's a good example and a good that's
how dangerous it can be.
It's a priceless video that shows how quickly things can escalate in these spots where you want to go out and you want to look at the surge and stuff, and then things do pick up really quickly here. So yeah, let's see if we got any other questions real quick before I let you go. Just subscribed.
And Angeles.
I'm getting mixed reports out of Angeles. I know the power's down in Clark, but I've also seen reports the pressure is rising. I still think you're going to get some tropical storm strength type winds, maybe some falling trees, but it looks the worst is north of you. 987 in Bulacan. Thank you very much for sharing that.
Laguna Lake.
A lot of people asking about Laguna Lake. It's well towards your north, well towards the NCR. Things are improving there.
Someone in Melbourne is watching. That's cool.
Curtis just started up the generator. Check what's going on. Well, please don't run your generator to watch me. Save that for something.
Yeah. Important.
And I stress that. And also the people that donate and then they say that, oh, my like the house just lost the roof. Don't donate to me, please. Keep that. Use that money. And this is like, so we're gonna get on a little faith here, because a lot of people praying and stuff like that on here. And I try to avoid that topic, but I do say if you're going to talk about faith, use that to help out your neighbors, help pay it forward.
That's true.
Like, that's the whole basis of it. So always just remember that. You're like, I seen videos of people ahead of the storm, like praying on the beach that the storm would go away. And it's like, you could have reserved that. Like, prayer is good, do that, but you could have taken that time to maybe help somebody out in need and maybe help them prepare and educate and share that information versus like wishing away the storm. It just use that faith and that energy to put towards something productive. That's my honest opinion right there. Pagasa told that the eye will make landfall in Pampanga in a few hours in the early morning.
Very strong.
Yeah, it looks like it. I think Pagasa's a little bit slow on the track. I think it's moving faster than what they're saying, but that seems about right. It's going to pass just north of Pampanga. Yeah, he's ruined. Worried that she just lost power. Yeah. Also, roof was lost in Pangasinan. Yeah, sorry guys. And a lot of these tin roofs can get lost real easy, and even a tropical storm strength. Sped of weather. Sandbox, you're killing me. Hey Rob, been following you since Goni in 2020. Thank you very much. That was when the channel really picked up, and also Odette. So I appreciate you. The ECMWF is picking up on something spinning up south of Palau on the 18th, and so is the GFS. Like, it has like a broad low out there, but I'm not worried about it right now. Definitely not at all. A Cebu Pacific plane with Leroy Jenkins in it. It did. Let me see. Is there another?
You haven't lost power in Mabalacat City. Well, prepare your electronics. Make sure everything is charged and all that, ready to go.
Yeah.
Just in case.
That's why I actually have this over here.
What
That box on the ground right next to you. I was showing that earlier in the stream, saying that's a good thing to have. It's just a big battery. Is it better to be overreacting, not preparing? Is
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, like, running to the hills and panicking is too much. But like, always prepping.
Prepare.
And a lot of the preps that you do now, you can use it in future storms. Like gathering all your important stuff together. You know.
Yeah.
Dates and days are wrong. You know what I think it is? It's the 5-day when it loops through. The 5-day is wrong. Yeah, sorry. I'm going to delete that out when I get a chance then. What happens is after midnight in the Philippines, my date, and it is. The dates flip. It's weird. What's this?
They're talking about the people from Angeles, Pampanga. And they're expecting stronger winds in I'm sorry, can't translate.
Just
midnight, you know, that time frame, 12 to 5 in the morning, that time frame.
I have subtitles off. I don't think you can do subtitles in a live. It just doesn't work that way. That's just not. AI's getting there, but you can't. Yeah, so, and you can't hear because, so I can't turn on the subtitles because you just can't.
The hurricane season in Florida, isn't it the same?
It ends in mid-November, but we're pretty much over with now because the cold air. I mean, we're going to be in like the 30s tomorrow. It's like 0 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow. So yay! Thanks for keeping up the latest update. And Filipino girlfriend are watching here in Rochester,
New York.
And I used to work at Channel 10. Yep, that was us. Real used to work at the Chick-fil-A in Greece. She was the manager of the Chick-fil-A in Grace for a while.
Shout out to Chick-fil-A in Greece.
So if you guys go there, say, do you know Marion Spetta? Was she in California and Florida? What climate is closest to the Philippines?
California is hot too, but it's dry hot. I think it's
Florida
more
is just
Florida.
Yeah, it's more
Florida.
humid, and we get hurricanes here.
Yes, this almost the same time as the Philippines too. Sometimes, like you know.
Yeah, around our seasons
Yeah.
are very similar.
Yeah.
And we just had Melissa. We didn't get hit here, but it was out here.
Batangas. Check for Batangas.
Let's see. Let's go through. Let's pull up Batangas here. I just want to get the specifics on it. Let's zoom in. You know, it's way down south. That's why I had to double check where you were asking, because I was like, that's far removed from the storm. Batangas is fine. I shouldn't say fine, but you know, you're getting kind of the outflow bands maybe with this. You're well south of the storm system here, and you know, you got some winds coming in. So one thing, the winds are coming in from the south, so you could see a little coastal flooding only because you got the onshore flow. But you see here, like around Tagaytay, about 30-40 kph, so I'm sure near the coast you got 40-50, but it's definitely a far cry from the gustier conditions. And you see the darker convection off here towards north. It's probably not even a lot of rain into Batangas. It's more of the wind that it's kind of hollowing along there.
Wind.
Yeah. Let's go back here, answer a couple more. Storm is gnarly. It's a big storm.
South Carolina is close climate, they said.
Yeah. Yeah, South Carolina, kind of very similar.
Norway.
Well, thanks for jumping in from Norway.
Yeah, I want to go there one day.
Is Baguio colder than Florida? I think very similar. Probably. Because Baguio gets it gets cooler there in the higher elevations, but it's probably very similar. Cebu, no rain. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Good, because you
guys don't need it.
Filipinos are obsessed with basketball. Yeah, that was funny because last time we were over there, remember that I got asked to play pickup basketball, and they said, "You're American, you should play it." I'm like, I am a uncoordinated white boy. I cannot play basketball. They're just like, "Oh, come on!" Like everybody wanted me to be on their team, and I'm like, "Nah, no."
He's from the north.
I play hockey.
Yeah, he plays hockey or football.
I cannot play basketball. I am most uncoordinated.
Much scary wind.
Hello from Sweden. Thanks for jumping in.
Nice.
Will the storm surge go away from the Pangasinan coast? So my worry, though, is that wind is going to kick in from the north, and you can kind of see it where a satellite picture is right now, and come in just like that. So you could have a little bit of a surge, and Pagasa was saying about a 2 to 3 meter high surge along that immediate coastline. So there is that risk here. If it's happening, it's going to be happening like now, as this moves offshore. So yeah, there is a risk of a little bit of a surge here. And we just look at the wind right now. You can see this is current estimate, and those winds kind of kicking in from the north. But you see that 50 gusting up to 100 kph. Current live update at a reporting site right there, just north of Pangasinan. So that's probably, and I absolutely expect 100 kilometers per hour or higher along the west coast currently too, from Camden down to San Fernando. Some people have been saying here in the chat that it's really picking up in those spots there. Let's jump over. Oops. Let's go. That's the wrong button. All right. I have like 3 screens I'm bouncing around. So, and I just said La Union, and somebody said my brother's roof on the terrace flew away already. Yeah, that's one of those where, that's rough. I'm sorry to hear that. As long as the roof stays put, but the terrace, you know what I mean? Hopefully, yeah. Why does Pagasa keep using 100, 200 millimeters? It should be centimeters. But because sometimes it's 10 to 20 millimeters, so they use the hundreds. Manila, the surge already happened in the Manila area. Pasig River is high. Yeah, that that doesn't. I was been saying the last few days. I absolutely expected Rojas Boulevard, Mall of Asia, Cavite City. If anybody's watching from Cavite City, I know that some people jumped on there. I would like. What's the peninsula called between Cavite and Kawit? What's that area called?
Serious? I don't know.
You grew up there.
I know,
like I'm afraid that. Come on.
What peninsula?
So like.
Where?
Here. Long Beach, like these spots.
Oh.
Jesus. There's.
Going in Cavite.
Yes, like the new highways being built and all that. Anyways, like.
I forgot.
Okay, you're the worst. Love you, but you're the worst. But I am afraid that they're going to see a little bit of a surge flood there. In all seriousness, I am a little worried about like a surge flood there, and like the water level rises in that specific spot, as well as Manila Bay. They could be seeing a little, not like what we've seen in Catanduanes, the mad flooding out there, but definitely could see kind of it pick up in some low lying spots there. Let's see. Yes, yeah, that's true. She's a fake Filipina. She's cosplaying as one.
They mistake me for Chinese or Korean or Japanese, and I just like, all right, whatever. Cool. Whatever I am to you.
Does this sound right?
Kanyakaw.
Okay. Thank you, Coney, for answering.
There you go. She knows. She's probably
or
from
this
there.
right here.
It's Noveleta.
Do you know where that is?
Yeah. Noveleta always gets flooded.
So is that flooding there in Noveleta?
But Kanyakaw is the one that you're pointing at. Go inside Cavite City, that little, you're saying peninsula. Yeah, I remember now. Thank you.
All right. Joking aside, serious comment right here. Tim just wrote, Terry just got wife's message. My roof, I think, is getting removed. Please pray. And this is, yeah, this goes, we joke and we're trying to keep this lighthearted. This is serious. But there is there are people seriously being impacted, and damage is truly taking place, not only where this made landfall, but also further towards the west. And this wind is still going. It is still very serious, closer to the center, across parts of Baguio, along the west coast in La Union, where I think they're talking about where that roof just got pulled off. So it's picking up. We're also seeing a bit of storm surge in some areas. So yeah, it is still ongoing, and it seems like the Marikina River not overflowing right now. I'm more worried about that river overflowing tomorrow, not so much today. So yeah, I hope that your family and anybody being seriously impacted by this right now is being safe. And just, something, if a roof goes, the advice I always give is of course, get into an internal area, but grab the mattress. Something heavy, the mattress from your bed, and throw that over top of you, and you can get between stuff. And if you know that they're being impacted, you can get into that area and you can cover up. And it's not going to be comfortable. It may seem awkward, but it will protect you.
Yeah, if something else falls down, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Somebody says you have an accent, by the way.
It's fine. It's fine.
All right. Lastly, Rob, on the Dvorak scale, is this a T8? I think it peaked as a T7. A little technical there in Dvorak analysis, but I believe it peaked as a T7. I have too many things open right now, but I do have it up here. Oh, right there. There we go. So let's jump over, and it's gone down quite significantly now. So right now it looks like it's more closer. It peaked just around a T7, and now it's back down to about a T6. By the way, for those who don't understand, I know you don't, Dvorak analysis is what we use to estimate a storm's intensity when you don't have the benefit of recon. But here's the thing, it's really kind of leveled off right now because Dvorak analysis doesn't work very well over land. There's a lot of friction. This is for open ocean. So I can tell you it peaked as a 7.1, but it's gone back down. So it peaked definitely as a super typhoon here, especially right near Catanduanes. But based on my analysis, we did see a little bit of weakening just prior to landfall. Pegasa carried it over, still as a super typhoon right up to landfall. And somebody asked, did the Sierra Madre Mountains break up the eye? Yeah, it more or less kind of disrupted there. Misty watching from Japan, shout out. We lived in Setagaya in Tokyo for quite a long time. Absolutely love it there.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching. Is she Filipina? Yeah, she claims it. She is the worst kind of Filipino. She just doesn't know any of the geography here. I brought her in here to help me out, answer some of these questions. Is Trinidad is a floodplain bird reserve. So in that case, they might be seeing some flooding there too. What is the exact location? Looks like it's just north of Baguio at this exact time. Online casino. What town are you from? Cavite City. You guys, if you want to ask some questions in Tagalog, go for it. Maybe you don't feel like communicating in English. Maybe English isn't your first language, which shout out to everybody that is watching this and English is not your first language. As you can see, I should be better at Tagalog and I'm not. It's embarrassing, but I envy and I respect you that can just listen to me rambling for 2.5 hours straight in English and follow along.
And still understand, yeah.
Yeah. So what do we got here from Moist Toast? Great name.
Yeah, it is a great name. I think he's just answering Christina.
Oh, okay, all right.
Where it is, yeah.
And not graphic bridges from ABS-CBN. I'm not going to share anything from ABS-CBN. That's their stuff they work hard on.
They're asking the exact location.
Yeah, see that. So let's go through and let's analyze this exact location. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh Windy here, and then we're going to pull up the winds. So Windy is good, not just showing the models and stuff like that, but you can actually also see the current winds. And you see right here, we got a northeast. Here we got north. Out of Cagayan, we got east. And Belair is due south. So based on projection, where this made landfall and it's crossing just like that, I would give the low-level center probably somewhere just north of Baguio, moving over the center. But I think the people that are getting the worst impacted right now is out here towards La Union, Candon, Pangasinan, and really just along the coast. Those are the areas that are worse because there's less friction, that wind's wrapping in around from the west. And those are definitely the areas that are now seeing the worst of this weather. Not to say it's not over yet for all of these areas. It's just that is, as far as pure wind, that is the worst. And we're also getting some reports of a little bit of surge in Manila, because if you look all the way down here towards the south, like Aquino's got 42 kph winds right now. And that wind is wrapping around. That's why I worry about like Cavite and the Cavite City.
Someone is asking about Cavite.
That's why I worry about these spots, because they're very flood prone. Look at Sangli Point's currently got about 25.
You know what? When I used to live there, I had a friend that really lived near the water. So that's scary, right?
Yeah. And especially on the west coast. So like on the west side, away from Manila, that's where like it's gonna be. What time will it weaken? Overnight tonight. It's gonna gradually kind of come down. How worrying is the typhoon? If you're in Baguio and along Candon and La Union and Pangasinan, right now it's a little worrying. But Lulu says Google cloud seeding. I'm doing that voice for you. In market, in your ocean areas. See, you even laugh at this.
I'm sorry. There's so much
conspiracy and 3i Atlas. And cloud seeding is absolutely a real thing. No, it's a real thing. I know. But that's what the problem. A good conspiracy theory has like a little tint of realness in it. So people always go, what about, I guarantee they're going to comment on here, what about Project Popeye, which was in Vietnam War to enhance the monsoon. Americans like put the cloud, like made the clouds rain more, and it's supposedly enhanced the monsoon. But you can't control a hurricane. You can make an individual cloud rain that is about to rain. You cannot control the track of a storm. So shut up. No. Or HARP. I get those occasionally. People saying we're controlling it somehow.
Oh,
Metro Manila
from Norway.
Metro Manila still has power. From everything I've seen, there's like sporadic power outages
Why
here.
is Cavite too and other places that's far away from the storms getting power outages? Why?
Infrastructure. And once you get in the metro areas, the NCR, the power lines are, I mean, you know how it's a rat's nest.
Yeah.
So like it's just one little kind of blimp in the wind or something like that, and it falls down,
So it's
transformer
like a domino
blows,
effect.
yeah, and it just cascades. So
Oh.
Manila might actually lose power than more rural areas closer to the storm. So yeah, it's let's see. The wind in Ilocos, Vegan is very strong. That's where you're getting the worst of it right now. So Mark Nelson. Somebody else said also, thank you very much for answering our question. I truly appreciate that.
No.
I'm not even gonna
Yeah.
comment. Lulu, you're about to get kicked out of the chat for conspiracy stuff. Is there any let's stick with meteorology.
Olongapo, Subic area. It's It's strangely calm.
In Subic, Subic's
No rain, no wind.
Subic's actually a little sheltered, so that's probably why. Subic's a little sheltered, not a lot, but they're just right now. First off, that's the reason why the Americans chose it for the biggest military base when they were there, because it's sheltered. But also right now the winds are coming in from the west like this, and you can see actually the report out of Subic right there. You see where the wind point is. So the winds are coming in from the west, so you're a little sheltered. As the storm tracks west though, and the winds start to come in more like this, you might get some funneling, and kind of like what they're seeing in Manila Bay right now. But it's calm, and also these are all very mountainous right in here. So once you get behind those mountains, you're good. And you're safe, you're fine once you get behind those mountains, and you really have to worry more about the rain eventually and in some of those areas. But very good kind of observation there. Yeah, let's pull this back up if you don't mind reading some of those questions.
No, that's nice. Just watching Robert's live stream makes me feel good. Oh, you scanned and I cannot. I don't know where.
Oh, apologies.
It's gone. I don't know. Misty is asking about Laguna.
Yeah, a lot of people asking about Laguna. Is there any chance Laguna, where I was born?
Flooding.
So the winds are coming from the west there, so I don't really fully expect flooding there. And plus, you're just outer fringes. If there is, maybe, but the Marikina River is more of my worry for flooding threats. Almost no one in Baguio right now. That's interesting. You must be sheltered behind something. That's really interesting because or you're in what's left of the eye. That because it's right near you. What were you laughing at?
Legalize divorce and Sky will be all polite. That's what I'm laughing about.
Oh, okay. Is it possible for the next typhoon? Okay, Weather Mercs, I'm not answering your questions. Just don't ask stupid questions. Unless that is a serious question. No, typhoons don't get up to 500 kph. Come on now. No rain in Cavite. That's good. Yeah, because it's pulling away towards the north. But so you say no rain in Cavite, you must mean the province, because Kauai is experiencing strong winds, according to Garcia right now, and that's because it's kind of pulling off towards the north. So you can see where the higher convection is. Let's see if I can actually. The Pagasa radar is always hit and miss. It looks like we lost the radar further towards. So this is just garbage. I can't. Pagasa, love you guys, but we gotta fix our radar issue. So yeah, you can see where the convective bands are kind of pulling off towards the north here. And I don't really see it's going to be improving in Manila. I mean, look at this one report at Science Garden. So Manila's where Pagasa is stationed, like the headquarters of Pagasa, has 7 kph right now. Aquino has 43, gusting to 67 right now, but that's because they're right on the waterfront. But Quezon City is where the Science Garden is. You've been there, haven't you?
Where?
Science Garden. I know, I've been there a few times.
No.
So where the Bagasa headquarters are.
You went home to the Philippines more than me.
Yeah,
So,
sorry.
no.
Yeah. Does the tide affect the impacts of rainfall? No, but it does impact the surge threat. So at high tide, if you do get like a meter high surge, that is above the highest tide level. So just check your, like it doesn't affect the rain, but more of the surge threat. Best time to visit the Philippines for the lowest chance of typhoon, February or March. That's where the Mihan, the cool season. Some cups just observed a quite fast-moving storm. Yeah, it's moving at like 20 kph, which is a very fast forward-moving storm. Yeah, it's cruising. So already, this is north of Baguio, and already it's starting to exit off towards the west. It's not over, but it's getting better. San Fernando, we stayed at the Thunderbird out there. Absolutely,
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yes.
We love San Fernando. Unfortunately, this looks like it's going to exit right near San Fernando. So, and they just got hit earlier this year from a typhoon in that same spot. So, yeah.
Jeez.
So, but... yeah, the winds are going to wrap around from the west. They're pretty strong right on the coast of San Fernando, San Juan, that big surf town, Camden, down towards Ago. The winds are going to wrap around from the best wishes for them in La Union. Yeah, La Union's probably the worst of the weather in the forecast. Catanduanes has probably got the worst of it overall, but if we're looking into the future, that's the next spot. How about Rizal?
Manila. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're fine.
They're
fine. It's improving there. I shouldn't say they're fine.
Manila too.
From here on out, yeah, it's improving from here on out. This is past towards your north, so it's getting better. Do I dabble in space weather? Yeah, auroras and forecasting and stuff like that. I watch for sunburps, as I like to call it, for auroras. And where is the typhoon currently? One more time, just towards the north of Baguio out there. We're going to take a break here in just a minute. I know you got places to be. I caught up on some of the comments here. If you want to support this channel, of course, donations are very much welcomed. We truly appreciate it. It does help. Like I'm going out to the Philippines in March. I'm going to use the money to put back into try to set up some meet and greets, but also these graphics that I use, a lot of these are not free, especially if you notice, we were joking at News 5. I'm not hating on News 5, but they've been using Windy. They're using Windy. And here at Westpac Weather, we are fortunate enough to have Metro Weather's Weatherscape graphics, which are professional TV level graphics. And the reason I'm able to do that is because of the support that you guys give here at Westpac Weather. And it truly means a lot to me here, and I truly can't thank you guys enough for that support here. But if you want to do me a huge favor, and this is totally free, hit that subscribe button. Where our goal is to get up to 100,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel, and it really would go a long way if you just click that button. Because if we get over 100, I never say it again, but it helps with the YouTube algorithm. It verifies the channel, and right now I'm competing against those TV stations to get this information out there. And sometimes the reports are just like, here comes a storm, instead of a 3-hour stream like we're doing right now. So when's the last time we were in the PH? It's been a little while, about a year and a half. 2023, so it's been a couple of years. So I'm going back in March. You can come too. You've been working like 3 weeks straight. You got the money to do this. I pay the bills. Troy gave you $10. Troy wants you to come. Thank you very much, Troy. I'll pass it along to her. That'll go towards her plane ticket so she can come. Last time she came, it was she came as my translator in an official capacity. We tried to claim it on her taxes. It didn't work. So yeah, thanks you guys. All right, I'm not going anywhere right now, though. I'll probably come back for a little while to answer some final questions here. I'm going to put on the music right now, so if you hear just some lo-fi music, that's what's up. Yeah, that's it. We got one more thing in Tagalog if you want to answer that real fast.
Where? They're just saying that the winds are slowing down in Cordillera.
Oh, okay, so that's good. And that
Yeah.
confirms with like Baguio, somebody was saying the winds aren't too bad there. And Wandering Android says, don't worry about the 100K. Yeah, I'm not worried. We'll get there eventually. But we've been running this channel since 2009. So I do want to get there. And we're so close right now. That's why I'm pushing. It's like when you run a 5K in the last like 100 meters, you're like, it's right there. So that's why. All right, so Rio, you got anything else you want to say before you take off here?
Thank you guys for all the support.
Yeah. All right. For real, I appreciate you jumping on here. It adds a little bit of answering some of the questions in Tagalog. And
Yeah, it
with
makes
that.
it lighthearted too. Yeah.
I guess you're useful. Yeah. Just play it. All right, we'll be right back, friends. I'm gonna put on the lo-fi music. Don't go anywhere yet. And when I come back, it'll just be me. I'll answer some questions here, final questions, and then I'm gonna shut down the stream. I'll probably do a recorded update a few hours after that. But make sure you check Facebook, Westpac Weather. Plenty of reports coming out there, and don't forget to follow our storm chasers out there, James Reynolds, Josh Morgan, and Jordan Hall, all just incredible videos and footage coming from them too. But I'll be right back. I'm not going there just yet. Stream's still going. All right?
Yeah.
All right, friends, I'm back. Just before I get into the rest of this forecast, we're gonna go for about another 15 minutes or so. So if you got questions, ask them. It's after midnight in the Philippines. Most people, especially in Manila, are probably falling asleep. The West Coast still being impacted here. Let's break down the latest update on this. Do want to give a shout out to Frontrunner Financial right below me here. They support the channel. They're on the ad space level of our Patreon. If you want to support the channel, you can check out our Patreon, or you can even hit that super button here on our YouTube. I will never put the stuff behind a paywall, but I do want to acknowledge those people that do help support the channel. It's voluntarily, and there's so many Patreons and just people that donate and everything, and it helps a lot. And so this is not to say, oh, you got to ad space. Like, I get it. No one wants ads and all that, but just it supports the channel a lot. So truly, 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 thank you so much. And thank you so much for everybody's been donating in this stream. You shouldn't be getting ads, by the way. I think I have ads off on it. So you shouldn't be getting them unless YouTube is putting them into the stream. And to supplement that, though, you guys have been donating. So it just makes my life a lot easier, I'll tell you that. So thank you guys so much. So latest question on this storm is where is it right now? Actually, we got a lot of them. Let's talk about where it is right now, where it's going, and yeah, Woodard and Mapax. I did see Josh Moriaman has posted his latest video. Make sure you check him out, as well as James Reynolds. And yeah, somebody said no ads seen yet. That's good. I don't have them on in this video. There is a button here that says right here, turn on. I guess I should have turned them on, but I have them off, and I'm not going to turn them on because y'all have been hitting those supers and donating, and I'd rather have that than having just like an interrupted just annoyance in the middle of it, and I know how annoying that can be. So yeah, just right now let's concentrate on this storm system and what we got. So big shout out to everybody who's been donating, though, just because of that. All right, so let's talk about where it is right now and where it's going. Basically, it is located. Let me flip over to this map right here. Looks like it's located just north of Baguio. We are getting some rough weather along the west coast. San Fernando, down towards Pangasinan, over towards La Union. Winds already picking up across those areas. That's probably where the worst of it is. But it already looks like, and dare I say, that the low-level center is probably passed already north of Baguio, and it's going to exit right around here soon, just after midnight here. In fact, let's just jump this over to the winds, and this is just satellite-derived winds right off, and yeah, you see where kind of that broad circulation is right here, based on the wind reports. It's going to exit just near San Fernando, but already along the coast, you're seeing those gusty conditions in some of these spots here. This after it made landfall around 9 p.m. earlier on this evening, and then prior to that, it of course impacted places like Catanduanes, where you had some serious impacts take place out there because of the storm system. They got the worst of it by far. Catanduanes got those typhoon strength winds, but now it's moving off towards the west, and you give it another few more hours, that low level center is going to start to pull away. Still heading into early morning, San Fernando along the coast. This could wrap up and reform that eye pretty quickly west of the Philippines, and then it's going to start to move off towards the north and west. But even as opposed way, you still have gusty conditions off towards the east. Manila, gradually improving conditions at this point for you there. In fact, you can take a look. Let's refresh this and see what Aquino is reporting at this time. They had a max gust in the afternoon around 74. Now pressure is rising. It was down to 988, now up to 991. Pressure rising simply means conditions are improving. Our storm's moving away. And Manila, it's gone. It's past you. It's moved off towards the west. Taking a look at JTWC. Let's see if I got it here. Right there. Let's refresh this, make sure I have the latest update from JTWC. After that landfall, it's going to move towards the north and west. And then you see it weakens before heading towards Taiwan. Taiwan could be impacted by a tropical storm, but this is actually going to be hit by a lot of shear by the time it hits out into that direction. Pardon me. See, I've been talking for 3 hours straight now. So by the time it heads off into that direction towards Taiwan, this is going to be a much weaker storm system. And in fact, let's pull up this graphic right here. Yeah. So you can see the shear, and this just kind of gets stretched. It slows, and the pressure gradient just gets reduced quite dramatically before kind of running off the screen just there towards north. Could be a big rainmaker still for parts of Taiwan, especially along the east coast. And still a rainmaker for the Philippines, mainly because if you look at this, look at the rain in the mountains, all this goes somewhere, and all the rain that's already happened is going to go into places like the Cagayan and the Marikina River, and that's gradually going to rise as we go ahead through Monday. So even after the worst of the winds passed, I still would watch the rivers carefully. The saving grace is that this is moving fast towards the west, so even though the weather, like the winds are pretty rough, you got a lot of rain, it's not lingering, and conditions are improving quickly as this kicks off towards the west. A lot of people asking about another storm behind this. Google DeepMind shows absolutely nothing. If we pull back the picture, let's go to the ECMWF. 10th, 11th, 12th, nothing. Somebody said the 15th and 18th. I still don't see anything. There is not a secondary storm behind this. There's not. Satellite picture shows crap. I've been talking about all of this, and I forgot to click it over to this screen. All right, let's try this again. I've been saying JTWC and all that. So, all right, so our storm's going to go to the north. Right now, moving towards west, but nothing shows something behind this. There's absolutely free in the satellite picture. Some cloud cover, but if you look at the long range on the GFS and the ECMWF, there's nothing here. Let's go way out. 300 hours. The 21st and the 22nd, maybe a low, but this is what 300 hours out in the GFS shows every time. It's what we call phantom storms. Don't fall into that trap that people that just want to get clicks do, and they show one of these and then they go, typhoon's coming, and it's no. Don't fall in that trap and follow that. Let's refresh this. Is it still signal 5 for parts of Aurora? Yeah, I think that's a little silly at this point, but hey, they're not going to drop these until you have the all clear at this point. Signal force 3 in Manila, but the wind, it's like a 1 wind at this point. I would more worry about for Manila the rainfall threat. This is moving off towards west. It's not over yet, though. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Still the west coast here from Pangasinan, La Union, Ago, San Fernando especially, exposed little peninsula there. They're still getting typhoonish type winds. So there's still a pretty decent impact to be had on the west coast of Luzon as this pulls away off towards the west. So I've been talking for now exactly 2 hours and 59 minutes, coming up on 3 hours. I think I'm going to answer a couple more questions, and I'm going to call it a quits here. Knee deep now in Sam Fabian. See, that's my worry, that those winds, Jonathan said, those like 2 to 3 meter high surge in Pangasinan, that we've been talking about this for about 3, 4, nearly 5 days now, how where the storm was tracking, Pangasinan being an inlet, a little inlet there, that there would be a surge backing up the rivers and causing some flooding there due to some coastal flooding. And it looks like that's Jonathan saying, yes, that's what we're seeing there. So thank you for that report, but I'm sad to see it happening. Is it possible for the Habaca rains to bring more water than actual? Actually, we're more worried about the Amihan on the backside of this, not so much the Habagat, so not really. Hey friend, please offer merchandising. I'm a new subscriber. Actually, there is. We have a mug. Check the link down below the YouTube video. There should be a link for the mug right here. There's shirts. There's like a Philippine Sea Effect shirt and stuff like that. It's down below. I don't ever push it because I don't like the hawk I don't like the hawk merchandise. God. English. But it is there, and that's where this mug comes from. You can maybe see it on the screen. Little Westpac weather, if you want that. So mabuhay back to you, friend there out of Batangas. Yeah, if you want that. Still going. Congrats on 93.3 subs from Mark. Yeah, the goal is to get up to 500, and this stream alone we've gained about 500. The goal is to get up to 100,000. This stream alone we've gained about 500. Can you please educate us on what's happening in Bataan right now? Are they seeing a storm surge? The winds are wrapping in from the west there around Manila Bay area. So there's a westerly wind wrapping around that is creating a little bit of a surge in some of those areas. The current location of the eye just north of Baguio is probably an exit around San Fernando from Levi. Is that Subic Bay? Subic Bay is a little bit sheltered, but they are going to see some gusty conditions. What do we expect in Kuwait? Still strong when high tide may cause flooding, yes, especially out towards Cavite City. But the good news, the pressure is rising in Kuwait, and I've seen at Sangli Point, the pressure is rising. So conditions are improving. So whatever winds you've gotten so far, you're not going to get gustier than what you've gotten so far. I hope the sweatshirt says Speta weather. That's a great idea, Sandbox, and that's going to be my next thing, Speta weather. I like that. I like that. Maybe I'll make like a little animation of myself like the SNL skit. There's been a lot of posts on Facebook talking about verbena. If you notice, I just talked about this a second ago. When I was going through the forecast here, I was discussing that. It's not true. That is posted by people that just want to make money and scare people. And I get it. The one viral post, and the most viral post is on TikTok. It's like 4 million views. And the rest of that person's channel is like 500 to 1,000 views on all their videos. And it's all like Roblox games and stuff like that. And you can obviously tell that they have it pinned to the top, and they're happy that it's getting 4 million views, since even though it's just like a bunch of junk. Yes, I am in Florida. I work at First Coast News, but I used to work at NHK out of Tokyo. Cool Genie is asking. I worked in like the Philippines. I've been all over the place. And I gained this big following while I lived in Japan for about a decade, and I just don't get rid of it. Like, I'm not going to just ditch this. And also, we got a big support team at Westpac Weather who are all thankfully sleeping right now. Everybody in Manila that have been supporting this channel and working and volunteering to kind of put this stuff along. Speaking off the Philippine sea effect, the sea surface temperature east of the Philippines cooling down. It's warm. It was above average, but maybe this storm did a little upwelling combined with Tino that could have caused a little bit of cool down. Upwelling is when the storm kind of shakes up the ocean and pulls up the cooler waters from down below. You say that the wind is 190 kilometers per hour. No, it is not. In Pangasinan, it is not. I didn't say that. There's a report out there right now, 40 gusting to 50. Yeah. You might have gusts higher near 100. There's not 180. It's not. That's like that's what Pagasa is probably saying the low level center is. But that's not. I am exhausted. I am going to take a nap after I'm done with this right here. But it's not. It's not 190. Is this a world record? No, not even remotely close. This storm system, it was a super typhoon, but it's not even. It's not like it's way weaker than Haiyan. Way weaker than Melissa just last week. Not going to say way weaker than Melissa. A little bit weaker. How strong are the winds in Pangasinan? I would say gust up to 100 along the immediate coast. But we do have a report there saying gust up to 60, 70. But in those exposed areas, maybe 100. But you might not even be getting full on. Well, you could be getting some typhoon strength winds there. But a lot of times people, like, they say they think they've been through like the core of a typhoon, and they haven't. And then they see these winds that are just Cat 1, and it surprises them. They go, what? It's so windy. And it's like, I think people underestimate the true veracity of even a low-end Category 1 storm. It can surprise you. Not that that's the case with some of you people here. I know, but sometimes it can really surprise people. Are there any weather disturbances following Uwan? Another person asking this. Not you asking, but it makes me mad that these posts that said there are more storms coming went so viral. And this, like, the chat here is a reflection of my inbox where I have to answer these. Because in any of my videos, if you follow me and Pagasa and Mr. Mike Padua, Mr. Typhoon, some of the like responsible meteorologists that cover these areas, none of us have even blurted out something about another storm behind this. I did say a little tropical wave maybe, but that's very typical for November. but these like bad actors or they just want to clicks and they don't know what they're saying. The Windy is very good, the app, at looking too good. Because back in the day, like when I first started these, all the models were like from these just grainy model websites. They were very technical. Meteorologists knew what they were looking at, but they weren't good for visuals. And now Windy is very good at just looking good. But the problem is anybody can come in and they can put out something that looks respectable, that looks like it makes sense, that looks like it's from somebody that knows what they're talking about. And none of us have said there's going to be another storm after. None of the respectable meteorologists have said there's another storm after. Show me a link to one meteorologist, a qualified weather forecaster, who has said there's going to be a storm after Uwan. No one. Is Katmanduana safe? Or is that Katmanduan? I don't know where that is, actually. Are there any of the services? Okay, I already read that one. Rain is pouring in Bulacan. Yeah. What makes the combination of wind and rain? What makes it bad is the combination of wind and wind. Yeah. It's 100 per the local news TV. So people are saying it like, so the local news TV, what they're doing is they're reading the Bagasa. Like I've noticed that. So the local news TV will pull up a paper. They're going to pull this paper right in front of them, and they're going to go, the center of the storm is 180 kilometers per hour, gusting up to 200 kilometers per hour per Bagasa's latest forecast. And it's moving towards the west at 10 kilometers per hour. And that is per Bagasa's latest update, which is probably a couple hours ago. And there is that potential of winds gusting that high, but this has been disrupted and is quickly weakening over the mountains. And based on all the actual wind reports we're seeing, it's closer to about 100 along the coast, maybe 120 gust, based on verified data. So that 180, you're not seeing that. And that's just based on the latest advisory from Bagasa. That's not based on empirical, real-time data either. And it's not like that's their job to relay that information. It's not hating on them. And are they wall to wall on the local TV? Because if they only got 2 minutes to talk about it, then they just kind of they have to share that information. They can't go into 3 hours of details like I am. Is the storm shrinking now? And are we in a La Nina? We're kind of in a medium right now. Is it shrinking? The wind field's actually expanding over the mountains. The wind field expand out, but it's lessening. But once that shear hits it, it's really going to kind of blow it away. Robert, at least we are safe from the rain here right now because it's high tide as well. I'm glad you're safe. And I just got to the bottom of some of these. Just like Macton saying the family is being hit by this. If you know anybody that's being impacted, please just send her support. Make sure to stay safe, being advised in the storm. And it's not over yet, but it is ending soon for the Philippines. And you can see here the latest track from JMA showing that advisory of it moving offshore just south of San Fernando, near Pangasinan. In fact, that was the initialization is that dot right there. So JMA now saying it is just right near exiting west of Baguio, it looks like. So that's interesting. So with that said, I'm calling it a quits here, friends. So local TV networks rely on the latest bulletin by Bagasa, even if it's 2 hours late, and that's their job. I don't know if it's the law, but I think they have to. They have to share what Bagasa is exactly saying. So they're kind of handcuffed by that. But you know, so it might weaken a little bit, but yeah, it seems like the data on local TV is exaggerated. But the thing is, they say the storm is at 180, and they're probably only given the data. I have to get that because I work on TV. I know the same pains they're going through. So what happens is that they read off the latest bulletin, and that is just for the low-level center where it's coming on shore. It might be 2 hours late, so that 180 is closer to landfall instead of now. The storm's moving fast over the last 2 hours. It's exiting the west coast. It's been disrupted by the mountains. So they're reading the latest data available to them, but they're kind of handcuffed by just the rules of what they got to share. And I'm just sitting here looking at the empirical data, the wind reports I've been getting, and I am not seeing anything close to 180 kilometers per hour where it is now. Maybe Cat and Duanas earlier on today and around Aurora, where it made that initial landfall near Belair, probably had 180. But I'm not seeing that now. That's just not there. Several people have said, get rest. Well, I will. I will. My next live stream probably won't have one. No, it's not fake news that the Sierra Madres are shattering the eye. But I want to say it's shattering. See, that's also misleading. It's filling in. It's disrupted the circulation. But the energy is still there. So it's not like it just poofs away. The energy is still there. So it's not fake news when people say that. It's just use of words that I probably wouldn't use. I would say that the Sierra Madres have disrupted the eye, not shattered it. Shattered sounds like a knockout punch. Disrupted sounds more like it kind of hit it a little bit. Yeah, there's like 5 people saying go to bed. Okay, I will. Cheers, friends. Thanks for stopping by. If you've watched this 3-hour of a stream, thank you. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do. If you want to donate to the channel, please do. Or you can subscribe on our Patreon. Link is down below. It does go a long way if you subscribe, especially with Patreon. That's a continued kind of monthly $2, $6, whatever you want to give. And that's something I can factor into budgeting and everything for this channel and keeping it going. So that does help out a lot. And if you've noticed, somebody earlier was complaining that I mentioned the donations and those are turned on. If you've noticed throughout this live stream, there hasn't been one ad. Outside of me pointing out Front Runner Financial, who also donates to this channel. There hasn't been, I don't have the ads turned on. It's because I don't want to interrupt. One more thing, Penny says, who's the name of the guys who have videos? We have Josh Morgan from iCyclone, who's inside the storm. Jordan Hall, Storm Chaser. Check him out. He's got an incredible video of Storm Surge that I think is going to go super viral. Like this video it's a good video for learning and education, and it is something that is going to be just remembered. It's a good video. Check him out. Jordan Hall, Storm Chaser. And also, videographer James Reynolds has been live streaming. I think he's probably sleeping now. I don't know. But he's been live streaming. He's at Earth Uncut TV. Me and James go way back to the Storm 2K days before I even started making weather videos. Great guy. One of my bestest friends, and he's been covering these storms for a long time. So please give him a follow as well. He's out there in Belair. Along the East Coast. So yeah, that's all for today, and at least for tonight. I probably haven't recorded video in a few hours because I just can't take a break. But I think that's it. Yeah. Maktan says, yeah, there is no ads. I had this whole stream hasn't been added. I should have turned on the ads. There would have been, I probably would have made at least a little bit of money off the ad space, but. I guess with these streams, I try not to make the ads. I appreciate the donations, and those go a long way. And there's been a few people that have donated, so I like that's more important to me than the ads. The ads just annoy me, and maybe in future streams I will. But when we have a typhoon over land, I don't want to do that. All right. All right. Have a good day, guys. All right, and stay safe out there. Have a good night. If somebody says turn on the ads, I'm shutting the stream down now. But if you feel like I should have turned on the ads, hit that super, and you can send me like $2 my way, and I'll be happy. So if you want to do that, I truly would appreciate that. All right, stay safe out there. Number one thing, and as always, thanks for watching.